Best ratings on Angie's List and Home Advisor. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdor.com.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 6 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
He'll soon gather with other world leaders. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. President Biden's getting ready for the G7 summit in England. Fox's Simon Owen live in London.
Dave, G7 leaders are expected to announce they will donate 1 billion doses of coronavirus vaccines to poorer countries. Half will come from the United States in a pledge announced by President Biden last night.
We're doing this to save lives, to end this pandemic. That's it. Period.
Aid agencies have been pressing richer countries to share doses, but some say 1 billion is not enough. The 3-day G7 summit in Cornwall, England, brings together the leaders of 7 of the world's largest economies. Dave?
Simon, a little more than half of Americans 12 and older are now fully vaccinated as COVID continues its declining trend in the U.S., but there's concern about a side effect of heart inflammation for younger people.
The CDC says it's received 275 preliminary reports of inflammation in 16 to 24-year-olds out of more than 12 million second-dose inoculations. The CDC says it's not clear if the condition is caused by the shots, and most have fully recovered. The CDC's Vaccine Advisory Committee will meet on June 18th to further evaluate the possible risk.
Fox's Tom Rigotti. There's a new attempt at compromise on infrastructure. A plan of 5 Republican senators worked out with 5 Democrats with no tax increases.
Sources tell Fox News the plan would call for more than $1 trillion in core physical infrastructure over 8 years, including about $580 billion in new spending. That is less than the $1.7 trillion plan from President Biden, but more than an offer made by a Republican group of senators before talks stalled earlier this week.
Fox's Jared Halpern, a first in Oregon's legislature. They voted to expel a representative, Republican Mike Neerman, by a 59-1 vote, and that one vote was his own, as GOP lawmakers joined Democrats kicking Neerman out for opening a door to let protesters into the Capitol back in December. Some were armed. America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Wink News, traffic.
Good morning, Southwest Florida. Taking a wide look at Lee County. Speeds of around only 5 miles per hour if you're heading southbound on Somerset Drive. So if you are going that way, expect major delays in the red. Also along Winkler Road heading north towards Summerlin Road. Also seeing a little bit of orange there, so expect some backups as well. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Taylor Wirtz, Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Friday, Southwest Florida. After a warm and muggy start, we are hot and humid this afternoon. High temperatures near 93 with heat index values nearing 101. This afternoon, we do have the opportunity for rain, but it is going to be a little bit different. Early showers near the coast, eventually trekking inland. And by your dinnertime plans, heavy rain near Hendry, Glades, and Highlands County, with most areas dry overnight. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
More delightful than driving a convertible Bentley while wearing mink underpants. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
At Johnston Spinal Care 596 Back, I strive to offer the highest level of care for those suffering with back and neck problems. With unparalleled service and our award-winning non-surgical spinal decompression approach, thousands of people have chosen us to treat their back or neck problems. If you are seeking lasting relief that is proven effective without needles or surgery, then call today to see if you may be a candidate. This completely safe treatment can be effective for many conditions, including sciatica, ruptured or herniated discs, facet syndrome, compressed nerves, arthritis, and spinal stenosis. Additionally, people who had failed back surgery in the past often find incredible relief from spinal decompression. At Johnston Spinal Care, all our treatments are drug-free and non-surgical. We use new and comprehensive approaches that provide lasting relief. Johnston Spinal Care is here to serve you. Call our Medicare-friendly office today for an immediate, no-charge telephone consultation. 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Hello, Floridians. Today is a good day. Today is a good day to stay comfortable. Today is a good day to have your AC worries taken away. And it's a good day to get service backed by over 50 years of AC excellence. Oh, yes! So if you're having AC problems, get our $49 tune-up, including no breakdown guarantee, and Florida Cool Today will help you get the best from today. Click the banner to schedule an appointment.
Call today, cool today. Florida, cooltoday.com.
Carrier, turn to the experts.
What's up, Southwest Florida? It's your friend Tyler McCluskey from 92.5 Fox News, and I'm here to announce a massive job opportunity locally. I'm a proud partner of a new waterfront dining experience at Babcock Ranch called the Lake House Kitchen and Bar. We will be holding a job fair for all positions this Tuesday through Saturday on site from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. For more information, follow us on Facebook at the Lake House at Babcock Ranch, and we look forward to serving our community.
This is Papa with Casey, Carrie, and Cody. And as most of you know, when Irma hit in September of 2017, thousands of people tried unsuccessfully to call a roofing company, but all the roofers were so overwhelmed they could not handle or even answer those calls. Now here we are, almost 2 years later, and many of those same people are still waiting to have their roofs repaired. So, we are implementing our proactive list. If you want to be on our list, call me for our free total inspection. Once we inspect your roof, you will be on the proactive list. If or when the next storm hits, you will have no need to call any roofer because we will be calling you automatically to see if you need help. We can offer emergency repairs and tarp service or whatever your roof requires. Call Papa now for our free total inspection, 945-2700. We believe it's wise to be proactive and it costs you nothing to join our list. Call Papa for our free total inspection at 945-2700. That's 945-2700, area code 239-945-2700. License number CCC 1326213.
Looking to hire? Indeed will help you speed up the process. They have 135 skill sets to help you find the right candidates faster. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. I am so glad that you are here. 239-479-5592. This is going to be a great day, an important day. It's Jake Day. It's Friday. Jake Day, for those of you that don't know, that maybe you tune in every once in a while. You're watching at drewsteele.com, the website. Please go to the website to watch. It's mobile-friendly. We created it. Jake created it from his very, I would say the word simple mind, but I don't mean that disrespectfully. I mean that simply, he said, I'm going to make a simple website for him, not simple folks, but for him, something that if he said, if I'm a millennial and I don't have the time to think, I just need I need my food in front of me, brought to me down in the basement to my mom. And if you don't have a basement, it's in the room wherever it is, and it's a dark room, and there's a whole lot of turn down curtains, and I don't understand why it's like that. But anyway, you bring me food, and I just need everything in like 5 to 10 second sound bites. And I just need to be able to watch Drew Steele and Daybreak and see Jake, the millennial, because he's my buddy. Then I just want to be able to go to the website and I can just click on it with one push of the button and that's it. And I can see everything. I need it simple. That's what you created. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay. That's it. That's all it is. It's not an insult. It's nothing like that. You go and you watch. Thank you.
See, because if you live life simply, then life's complications won't bother you.
You know what? That you could put that on a bumper sticker. You'd probably have to make it a little shorter, and you'd probably have to have some kind of cool little emoji on it because people seem to like emojis. That's, at least millennials do, and Gen Zs got to have emojis, right?
If I said put that on a cracker, would you know what I'm talking about?
Nope. 239-479-5592. Do I need to know what that means? Put it on a cracker? Is that one of these phrases? I read something just the other day about the Gen Z phrases that everybody needs to know, that the kids are all saying, that they're using these phrases and slang words, and every generation has the slang word, and so you should know what it is, because if your kids are saying things like, and I can't think of any of them now because I don't have it in front of me. Is that one of those Gen Z slang words that are going on that you're trying to pick up on?
I don't think so.
All right. Is it derogatory? Is it bad? Is it something I shouldn't talk about or play? Which, by the way, talking about something I shouldn't play or talk about, Jake had to look this up. The Jeffrey Toobin, CNN, the situation with Jeffrey Toobin. He's the CNN legal analyst, and he got kicked out of the New Yorker. And, everybody keeps running and talking about this story. I'm not that guy because it's kind of, it's sort of like if you were to send your child to, I'm going to just make up something off the top of my head. It's sort of like if you sent your child to a public school and they're 9 years old, and you have no desire to talk to them about the LGBTQ community right now or transgenders. It's just not something that's you're ready to have the discussion about. And they come home and say to you, hey, Mom, what's gay? Kind of like my next door neighbor did in their household. And they weren't ready for that. It's the same thing where I don't want to have the Jeffrey Toobin conversation on the air because we're big with the kids. Everybody knows it. And there's families driving with the kids. And it's just salacious. It's too okay, look it up. Just look up Jeffrey Toobin, CNN, and you'll get the full scoop. Although I might play a little clip because it was really an uncomfortable thing that happened last night because CNN brought him in and just laid it out exactly what happened and said exactly what happened. And I just don't need that much. And it proves that it's for liberals, you can do anything and not lose your gig. Ask Bill Clinton how that worked. 239-479-5592. All right, a couple of other things. It's an important day. It's a great day. I just want to let you know right out of the gate, you're winning. I said it yesterday, and I want to say it again, and I have to emphasize this. You're winning because they're running scared. They're running cover. They are doing everything. I'm talking about the left in this country. You are now the counterculture. Where in the 60s and 70s, you had the hippies and everything in the counterculture, and we're coming for you, and all these people that slowly but surely, decade after decade, showed up. And while everybody was sitting back and thinking, the culture is not going to change that much, and politics downstream from culture, as Andrew Breitbart used to say often, and he was so right about that, where the culture leads, that's where your politics end up, and you see where we are right now. You're the counterculture. I mean, I hate to say it, and it feels weird saying that, but you know what's going on with the culture. And it means that you don't have to sit and take it. You can push back politically. You can fight back politically. And ultimately, you can win as well. I do believe in my heart of hearts there's more of us in the counterculture, conservative side of the country than there are of them. The liberal want to tear down capitalism, destroy the country from the ground up. And that's what critical race theory does. And today is going to be a day where you're going to hear a lot of audio from a lot of different people across the country, here locally, in the state, nationally, pushing back against critical race theory. You're going to hear about critical race theory over and over again throughout the summer. You may not hear it as much throughout the summer because you're going to be busy trying to enjoy your family and time off and the kids, and you should. But it can't leave your mind. The election is very, very far away in terms of the news cycle of right now, and a news cycle flips just like that. So when you hear a school board member here in Lee County school board member Betsy Vaughn, who decided that after a discussion during the week at an action meeting where they were kind of talking about the politics that are out there and critical race theory and the LGBTQ issue and Equality Florida, and whether or not people should be able to, as I've said time and time again, I want to know your politics. I want to know everything about you. I don't want you hiding. Where most of the board was making comments like, I don't want to tell you about my politics. I don't think politics have anything to do with what's going on with the school board. And Betsy Vaughn decided to say, hey, listen, I'm not just going to tell you what my politics are. I'm going to tell you something else about critical race theory.
Well, I'll share my political beliefs. I'm a Democrat. I'm a liberal. I believe that critical race theory is very important, and that if we lose sight of that as educators, we can't be a world-class school system.
That's a Lee County school board member, everybody. That's not national. That's not in Loudoun County. That's not in Georgia. That's not in Portland, Oregon. That's right here in Southwest Florida. You have a school board member that is now on record and admitting that they're a Democrat, they're a liberal, and we can't be a world-class school system if we don't teach critical race theory. That should be shocking to you. It was shocking to me when I heard it yesterday. Maybe kind of, sort of. Because I figured as much. I figured that there are people on the school board who are liberal Democrats who do hate Ron DeSantis, who do hate Donald Trump, and by default probably don't love you very much for voting for him or being a conservative here in Southwest Florida. And the idea that CRT, that critical race theory, is something that we have been fighting against, something that we understand, and maybe you don't, and maybe she doesn't. Although at the meeting, she did say that she read, I don't know if she said extensively, but she read all about critical race theory, so she agrees with it. Well, I'm going to have to explain what it is to you, and I'm going to do that often today. We're also going to have Mike Hernandez, is that right? From the Heritage Foundation, heritage.org, and we're going to get into the details on critical race theory. And I'm just going to tell you right now just a little bit of definition of what it is. Because if Betsy Vaughn and other school board members in Lee County have read into critical race theory and they know what it is, and they think that we can't be a world-class school system, unless we teach it. And watch the language, because teaching it and living it as a truth, as a gospel truth, are two completely different things. If you say we should teach it, do we teach it like other theories? Do we teach it as evolution? Do we teach it as other things that are theories, economic theories, other things that are not rooted in concrete fact or anything else? And we just mention it and we move along because it's out there right now in the discussion? Or is this something that is, to you, the truth, that it has to be lived? We have to live this way. Now, when you hear her say that, pretty bold to admit that she's a liberal Democrat on the school board, knowing where we live here in Southwest Florida. And if you knew that, would you have voted for her? Would you have voted for others if they admitted that? I think you know the answer. That's why nobody talks about it. It is interesting how they don't want to bring it up. But you're not allowed to bring it up. No, we do. We want to know. But then on the other side of that, to say we can't be a world-class school system without it. Let me remind everybody, just a little refresher on what critical race theory is, in case you don't know. And maybe she doesn't know this. If she does know this, then man, we got problems. We got problems. Christopher Rufo has been doing amazing work explaining to people critical race theory. You've probably seen him on Glenn Beck's show. You've probably seen him on Hannity's program. A lot of people have had him on. He did a whole Imprimis Hillsdale definition and explanation on this. Even at the Heritage Foundation has explained this. Critical race theory, by definition, is an academic discipline that holds that the U.S. is a nation founded on white supremacy and oppression, and that these forces are still at the root of our society. Critical race theory believes that American institutions like the Constitution, our legal system, preach freedom and equality, but are mere camouflages for naked racial domination. They believe that racism is a constant, universal condition. You were born white, you were born racist. That's what the individuals who push critical race theory tell everyone is just the fact. By your birth, you are racist. It's a constant universal condition. It becomes more subtle, sophisticated, and insidious over the course of history. In simple terms, critical race theory reformulates the old Marxist dichotomy. It's Marxist, everybody, of oppressor and oppressed. Oppressor and oppressed. Replacing class, the category of bourgeoisie that we've heard so much with Marxism, the class warfare, and now switch it and flip it with the identity categories of white and black. But the basic conclusion is the same. In order to liberate man, society must be fundamentally transformed through moral, economic, and political revolution. If you're a school board member and you think we can't be world class unless we're teaching this to our kids, you think we got a problem? Is that what you voted for? Is that what you want? Again, at the Florida Board of Education meeting, when the governor made the decision, and the Board of Education announced yesterday there's a ban on critical race theory and curricula. Not the words critical race theory. Don't do this, Collier County. Don't do this, Lee County. Don't do this across the country. Don't tell us that you can't find the words critical race theory in a textbook Don't be slick like that because we're onto your game. Don't be slick because we know we're not going to see the words in there. But the curricula is going to be based around everything I just told you. Has anybody had a situation where they've had a school where they said, hey, if they line all the kids up and they say, if you're white, take 2 steps forward. If you're black or Asian, you take a step back. And then they say, this is how the world looks and this is how you can't get ahead because of your whiteness. This is happening in our schools with our kids. And there are school board members who believe that we can't be world class unless our kids are taught this. Not my words. It's not my words. And at the Florida Board of Education meeting, where ultimately we said in the state of Florida, we are not going to do this. We're banning critical race theory and curricula that could, quote, distort historical events from being taught in public schools. The governor called the Marxist ideology, which it is, really toxic. Quote, I think it's going to cause a lot of division. I think it's going to cause people to think of themselves more as a member of a particular race based on skin color rather than based on the content of their character and based on their hard work and what they're trying to accomplish in life. And this from the from the Florida Board of Education meeting was Keisha King speaking to Richard Corcoran and others about her concerns about critical race theory being taught in our schools here in Florida.
Good morning. Thank you for having me speak. My name is Keisha King. I'm a mom of 2, one who's in the Duval County Public School System and one in private school thanks to school choice. I'm also a member of Moms for Liberty, representing thousands of parents. Just coming off of May 31st, marking the 100 years of the Tulsa riots, it is sad that we are even contemplating something like critical race theory, where children will be separated by their skin color and deemed permanently oppressors or oppressed in 2021. That is not teaching the truth, unless you believe that whites are better than blacks. I have personally heard teachers teaching C.R.T., and we have had an assembly shut down because Duval County Public School System consultant thought it would be a great idea to separate students by race. This is unacceptable. C.R.T. is not racial sensitivity or simply teaching unfavorable American history or teaching Jim Crow history. C.R.T. is deeper and more dangerous than that. C.R.T. in its outworking today is a teaching that there is a hierarchy in society where white, male, heterosexual, able-bodied people are deemed the oppressor, and anyone else outside of that status is oppressed. That's why we see corporations like Coca-Cola asking their employees to be less white, which is ridiculous. I don't know about you, but telling my child or any child that they are in a permanent oppressed status in America because they are black is racist, and saying that white people are automatically above me, my children, or any child is racist as well. This is not something that we can stand for in our country. And don't take it from me, look at the writers of these types of publications. Our ancestors, white, black, and others, hung, bled, and died right alongside each other to push America towards that more perfect union. If this continues, we will look back and be responsible for the dismantling of the greatest country in the world by reverting to teaching hate and that race is a determining factor on where your destiny lies.
She's right. White identity is inherently racist. White people do not exist outside the system of white supremacy. That's Robin DiAngelo from writing the book White Fragility. Ibram X. Kendi and others who have been brought on to CBS News the other day and who are these quote-unquote anti-racists are racists themselves. This is what they say. These are their words. Ibram Kendi, according to studies, babies at 2 to 3 years old start internalizing racist ideas. 2 to 3 years old start internalizing racist ideas, start discerning and making decisions based on racist ideas. We're allowing our society to raise them to be racist. This is what they're talking about. I'm telling you this because if you don't think it's in Lee County, if you don't think it's a problem in our school system, if you don't think it's a problem in Collier County and across the state, you're wrong. But you're winning because you and many others are getting off the sidelines and into the game. And I listen, I truly do, and I'm not just saying this. This is not to be hyperbolic or anything, but I do thank God for people like you who have been willing to get off the sideline and into the game and be game changers because you desperately, deeply care about your kids, about your families. And you know that this is wrong. And where I've said to many, many people, I've said it to politicians just in the past couple of days, I've said it to individuals, and I'll say it to you, where you may look at the issues of half-cent sales tax and the way money is being spent in the district and no bid contracts, and you look at these things and you're just not sure, and you're being convinced that the money's not there, and you can see some of the arguments that are being made, and you're kind of, okay, that's not what this is. When I've said those things to you before that have to do with the financial aspect of the districts, and people have just been like, but of course, it's your tax dollars that are being spent, so you should care on that level. This is something that's fundamentally different, because this is fundamentally changing the country in ways that we've never imagined, with kids who you are trusting with a district to be good stewards of, and not to raise them for you in their ways of thinking and not yours. And good for you for standing up against this, and many of you are. So we'll talk about this more. There's more audio. Many people are stepping up. Look, they're running scared, and you're winning. And we will go over, and we will go into detail. Clearly, it needs to be explained to some, and even some on school boards, what critical race theory is and how bad it truly is. Unless, of course, you believe that, and in which case you shouldn't be in anywhere of elected leadership. But we do have a long way to go before the next election. 239-479-5592. It's Daybreak 92.5. Fox News, right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Hey, Alexa, play 92.5 Fox News.
This Fox News Business Report is presented by Sargent's Integrated Pest Solutions Incorporated, providing organic and botanical pest control solutions since 2011.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The Ford F-150 Lightning hits a milestone as pre-orders for the all-electric pickup reach 100,000, less than a month after the company introduced it. The Wall Street Journal reports the U.S. is halting shipments of Johnson & Johnson's COVID vaccine as the government tries to clear a backlog of unused doses before they expire. Roughly 16 million Americans living in many GOP-led states may lose their federal unemployment benefits this week, months before the extra aid is set to end. This after 25 states dropped out of some pandemic relief programs. And the S&P 500 closed at a record yesterday as economic data show the U.S. economy continues to pull out of the pandemic. The Dow rose 19 points. The NASDAQ jumped 108. I'm Carmen Roberts. That's your Fox Business Report. Invested in you.
Need the perfect Father's Day gift? Get him a shirt from Untuck It. Untuck It shirts are designed to be worn untucked so they feel comfortable and look sharp all day. They also come in sizes and fits for every body so you can easily find something in his size. This Father's Day, find the perfect present for dad at untuckit.com or one of 80-plus Untuck It stores nationwide. Use code DAD20 for 20% off your first purchase. Untuck It. Shirts designed to be worn tucked.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. You know the real estate market's really hot right now, but for how long? Well, nobody really knows. I mean, if people don't catch up on their mortgage payments because of COVID, the market's going to get flooded with foreclosure inventory, and that's scary because your home's value could plummet. So if you thought about selling your home for a premium price, now's the time to do it, but you don't want to make any costly mistakes. That's why you need to get with Anthony Gomes from GomesMovesHomes.com. See, he's been buying, selling, brokering, and investing in real estate for over 20 years. Mistakes in real estate can cost you tens of thousands of dollars. Anthony wrote a book on how to sell homes, your home, and for the most money. And he wants to ship it to you for free. Just go to GomesMovesHomes.com and tell him where you want to send it. Inside, you'll gain 20 years of secrets from wealthy home sellers on how you can sell for a premium price without doing repairs, letting strangers go through your home, and you could pick the closing date. Go to GomesMovesHomes.com. Again, GomesMovesHomes.com.
If you live in Florida, have a car, and haven't gotten paid to trade, you're missing out big money. Just announced at Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral, Thursday through Sunday only. Get 130% book value for your car. Or get $500 more than any other written offer. Why wait to get paid? With 130% value for your trade, you're getting tons of extra money. And while you're at Sutherland, shop our great selection of inventory. Both locations are full of the vehicles that other dealers ran out of. That's why Sutherland is Florida's #1 Nissan dealer. We give you more for your trade. We have the selection you want, and we save you big money. Rush to Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral by Sunday. Your used car mega store online at flnissan.com. And remember, if you don't shop Sutherland, you'll pay too much.
See dealer for details.
Hey, it's Adam Botana again from Baywater Exclusive Boat Club, the only family-owned and operated boat club in Southwest Florida. Right now, we're calling all Southwest Florida locals. If you're a local, we're offering 3 months free and $1,000 off, giving you over $2,000 in savings. And when it comes to member-to-boat ratio, we have the best fleet and the best availability out of any boat club in the area. Fishing, cruising, water sports, Baywater will get you set up. Want to let your kids use the membership? At Bay.
All right, good morning, morning crew. All right, it's a great day, it's a beautiful day. I want to see who's here, who's with me on YouTube or Facebook. Let's go, come on. I need to see you, I need to hear from you, I want to know who's here. I want to know that I'm not on an island. All right. Excuse me, let's see who's here. I know I'm coughing, it's terrible. I could have shut the mic off for that, I didn't have to do it. All right, good morning, Ken. Morning, Bob. Oh, all right, so you guys talk to each other. I'm talking to Ken. Ken's talking to Bob. Bob's here as well. All right, Donna Mag, a happy Jake Day. Yep, I got a cough again. Sorry, everybody. Doug Hinkle, all right, good morning. Good to see you guys. Johnny Be Good, good morning. Let's see, Jose is here. Good to see you this morning. Donna's here. Good morning, Donna. I like the little sun. I was gonna say star, but that's kind of weird. There's Bob. I think Bob was, when you said, hey brother, you were talking, you guys are talking to each other. You're not even talking to me, so. All right. Scott's present. There's a beautiful dog. There's Marsha with the cat with the mustache. There you go, Ken. All right, now you're saying good morning to me instead of Bob. Gotcha. All right. I got it. Good morning, Gary. Good to see you. Jane is here. It is a magnificently bottomously gorgy. Too many words. I don't know what that means. Good morning, Mona. Where are you going? You want to say hi? I mean, just peek your head in here. Here's the man of style right here. Oh, look at this shirt.
Peek then.
Don't peek. Just say hi. Here's the mullet. Look at that beautiful mullet. Look at that thing. Just. It's awful.
Head and shoulders. Call me.
You got to do the shave on the side. It's not a mullet without the shave. Good morning, Ed. Good to see you. Good morning, Mark. All one word. Jeff, good morning. Jeff's thinking. Jeff's contemplating. What will I contemplate today? He contemplates. All right. Bob said he was talking. You were talking to me, but you were. No, you weren't. You were talking. Good morning, Jeremy. Who has the? Exactly. I don't have any coffee. I can tell you that. I need it. I need it this morning. Yes. Seguero Productions gonna review some college school books later today. Good for you. Good. I love it. Richard, good morning. Good to see you here. Laura is here. All right, Jessica, happy Friday. Good to see you here. Lori, good morning. That car is still the coolest car. All right, morning crew, good to see you. Stick around. We're back in a little bit. I gotta go get coffee too.
Same low prices, never an overtime charge. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Hobie Cooling. No nonsense, no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Hobie, most trusted name in the business since 1949.
Thank you for your business all these years.
What if you could build a 6-figure retirement income in just 5 payments? You heard that right. In just 5 payments, you could set up a 6-figure retirement cash flow for as long as you live. I'm best-selling author Brett Kitchen with Wealth Beyond Wall Street. And right now, there's a retirement crisis in America because the pension system of old has been raided and destroyed, and Social Security is already running out of money. But most Americans are shocked to find out they would need to save over $2.5 million to have a $100,000 income in retirement. A new approach is required to solve this crisis. That's why this revolutionary new 5-payment retirement program was released, allowing everyday Americans to use bank money to create a retirement cash flow without relying on Social Security or pensions. Even people who are on track have shifted money to this new strategy because it accelerates the amount they will have at retirement or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you're over 50 years old and want to build a bigger, better retirement in just 5 payments, call 800-346-9797 now to see if you qualify. Plus, as a free bonus, you'll get the 6-figure retirement acceleration guide and video. Call 800-346-9797. That's 1-800-346-9797. 1-800-346-9797.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. Divorce can be complicated, especially if children are involved. If you're a father and want to protect your role in your children's lives, remember Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men with matters like these for 30 years, and we'd love to help you.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Miami area attorneys. Online at CordellCordell.com. Se habla español. Legal services available in English and Spanish. Miami, Florida. Lisa Carges, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. Announcer is a paid presenter.
It's really a good feeling to know that when it comes to your house and all the water that is in every faucet, every place in your home, that you don't have to worry about the water smelling like chlorine or messing up your shower glass, your faucets, right, with that hard water staining, the drying out of your skin and your hair. Just imagine what that would be like. You don't have to imagine it. You can just do it. You call the Uniform Pentair water specialist. They can find out what's going on with your water and handle your city or well water issues. Yours, right here in Southwest Florida. With their mobile showroom, you can see for yourself that Pentair has both high-performance salt systems and salt-free solutions, too. And salt-free means no lugging in bags of salt for you, and that they can install that Pentair water system for you as well. You're going to love the way your water tastes from every faucet and the peace of mind that only a Pentair water system can give you. So call now and get your free digital Pentair water test. Save 15% on your whole home water system by calling 239-880-7799. That's 239-880-7799, or book online at PelicanWestFL.com.
Are you looking to have built or repaired a shingle, metal, or tile roof? Do you want to hire a company where the owner personally inspects your job and every job? Hello, I'm Jimmy Williamson of WB Williamson Brothers Roofing. If the answer is yes, 844-WB-BUILT. WB Williamson Brothers Roofing represents the fourth generation of a tradition that began with my grandfather back in 1967. And it's a tradition of building something that you can be proud to put your name on. If you need a quote for the construction or repair of a shingle, metal, or tile roof, call me, Jimmy, 844-WB-BUILT. Or visit us at 2944 South Street in Fort Myers. Williamson Brothers Roofing also specializes in standing seam metal roofs and commercial flat roofs. Satisfied clients include Florida Gulf Coast University and Pensacola State College. Call Williamson Brothers Roofing at 844-WB-BUILT. That's 844-WB-BUILT. That's 844-WB-BUILT.
It may be the biggest cover-up ever. Was the coronavirus created in a Chinese lab? Watch Cortez and Pellegrino tonight on Newsmax as they tell the real story. More than 30 million Americans watch Newsmax on all major cable systems. Or download the free Newsmax app on your smartphone and start watching now. Millions of Americans are turning off the old cable news and going to Newsmax for real news they can trust. Check out Newsmax today.
Got mold?
In your house?
What do I do now?
Call 239-936-1033.
Call Fire Service, your disaster response friends.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
What was that? Is that what that was?
I really don't.
It might be. Okay. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. We stream live. DrewSteele.com is the website. Steele has 3 E's. You can go to there to watch. We appreciate it. We're at Facebook at Drew Steele Radio as well. Jake was just recognizing that there was like a bug on my forehead. And he's just before we went on the air, he's having this conversation about bologna sandwiches and clothes. And then he said, it's true. That's what you did. He was talking about the clothes that he has as a kid and bologna sandwiches. And then he pointed and he said, You got like a bug on your forehead. 5 seconds. What? Yes, you did.
Was the camera on?
Yes, the camera was on. The camera's always on. DrewSteele.com. Steele has 3 E's. Go to the website. You want to watch? Go ahead. We've made it mobile friendly. Oh, man. All right. Look, I'm feeling really good today just because I feel like I am so thankful for so many people in this community who are really just pushing back, fighting back politically, are not willing to just stand around and just take it. You know, there was a time, let's be honest with each other, okay? It's just the two of us talking. It's just me and you. Let's be honest. There was a time when you had some weak-kneed, spineless, just people, politicians especially, who thought that and believed that the go along to get along is the way you gotta go. I mean, it just has to be. There's no other way to do it. You just gotta go along to get along, and that if you're just nice with those that want to destroy your ideology, your way of life, your faith, that if you're just nice to them, that they'll be nice to you. In the perfect world, we would love to believe that, but unfortunately, politically speaking, and even morally and ideologically speaking, that's not what's happening here. You got some people that are out there that are pretty rough and tumble and have loved the idea of getting in your face for the longest time because you cower. Well, you did. You don't anymore. Boy, if you didn't hear our representative, Byron Donalds on CNN yesterday, did you check it out? I got to play the audio. Jake, did you hear a little bit of it?
I have.
So yesterday at 8:05, he's on this program, as he is every Thursday at 8 o'clock, right? He comes on, and I was getting ready to ask him a few questions, and he was getting into some of the budget issues in D.C., and I even asked him about the CBC, the Congressional Black Caucus, and if he wanted to talk about it. He's like, not really. As a matter of fact, I'm getting ready to go on CNN in a minute to talk about that. So he really didn't want to talk about that with us. He wanted to talk about other issues, which is great. And then right in the middle of, we didn't even get 2 minutes into the interview, and it was, I got to go CNN. Like, okay, I'm going to play some of that audio because, again, it goes right back to what I'm talking about here. For the longest time, we've had too many people in the community and outside of the community that really just felt like the only way to get along with the left and the only way to have peace and harmony was to just acquiesce. Those days are over. They're long over. Because now we come to find out and we realize that when you do that, you get run over like a freight train. And we're done being run over. I'll give you a perfect example before I get to the Byron Donalds audio from CNN and the pushback. And again, this isn't about anything more than, this isn't pugilism, everybody. This is ideological fights, okay? So for those that like to, clip the show and have issues with me in some way, relax. That's not what we're talking about. That's maybe what you do, but we don't do that. So it's MSNBC talking about Joe Biden, his trip to Europe. There's a lot of damage control that has to take place because, Orange Man bad and all the awful things that he did and the calling attention of countries who we've been told for the longest time are our friends, where you come to find out that there are some odd things that they've been doing behind the scenes that really aren't friendly, what you do with friends. Countries like France and Germany and the UK, and we'll get to some of that in just a minute. And so calling people out, and that's okay, because even your own friends in your life, you call out every once in a while. No relationship is perfect, and that's okay. And sometimes the people that say are your friends maybe are friends with certain things that you do, but not everything. And if you're in a group of friends, there are certain friends that maybe think a little bit more like you do. And then that guy over there, we love him and everything, but his ideology is like, sometimes he acts a little weird. Did you know he was a Trump supporter? Oh, man, that is a bad thing. And again, you can't get through a day without somebody deciding that they're going to bring up Donald Trump. And I'm not kidding. So here's MSNBC, Nicole Wallace talking to, I don't know, one of these MSNBCians. See what I did there? Nope. Okay, I get it. And they're talking about Joe Biden and how awesome he is and how awful Trump is. And boy, there's a lot of damage control going to Europe, on this very special trip where, if I'm not mistaken, I think even Joe Biden said something to the effect of what? He doesn't, he loves this place. He never wants to come home. No, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. Didn't he say that yesterday, right? In the UK?
It's gorgeous. I don't want to go home.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. I don't want to go. Hey, that's okay. You want to stay? Well, hey, no. Don't do that because then Kamala Harris would be president. Oh, boy. No, come home. I mean, if we had the lesser of two. Okay, anyway. So listen to this. We've got to try to make things right with the Europeans because now, there's damage control. And, man, it's a good thing we got Joe Biden out there.
This, I think, is refreshing because it reminds people what genuine American greatness feels like.
Talking about Joe Biden. He's talking about Joe Biden and his trip to Europe. Joe Biden is what genuine American greatness is.
Not a joke.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
And looks like. So I think that Americans looked at this and said, this makes us proud that we're the ones who are doing this. And that's a different kind of pride than we were being sold over the last 4 years.
Now you have MSNBC's Nicole Wallace, who we're told is, worked for George W. Bush, and, she's supposedly a Republican. Yeah, right? Okay. Anyway, and then she says...
This is something, I understand very well from the other end of the spectrum. Americans like to feel like the world likes us.
Do Americans feel like they like when the world likes us? Do you give a rat's patootie what Europe thinks about us? Do you care what anybody thinks about us? Because again, for the longest time, we went right along with what Europe said and what everybody else said and what the left said and the Great Reset that the world wants to have, which is the destruction of capitalism. Hey, where's the head? If you're thinking of the head of capitalism, like the free markets and the one place that we could look at and say capitalist free markets, the pinnacle, the top, the head, who would that be? Yeah, that would be us. And you've got Europe and others who would like to have a great reset to destroy capitalism and recreate something new. And it ain't capitalism and it ain't free markets. Yeah, America likes when everybody else likes us. No. It's nice if they do. It's nice if they like us because we're nice people, we're great people, we're an awesome people. We are. But the suggestion that somehow we have to get to that place, like we have to have somebody like a Joe Biden who's going to do everything, roll over and play dead and beg for a biscuit, that he's going to do all of this to go to Europe to make friends with people who now will look and go, Joe's our guy. Man, this guy will roll over for anything we ask. That's what we want. Yeah, I'm not sure that that's what we're all about and on board with. Brings me back to the other point. The reason why all of this is coming up is because the left in this country, the media, local, state, and national, all want to convince you that everybody hates us because Trump, and the only way to solve the problem is to bring somebody in like Joe Biden, who doesn't want to go home, right?
It's gorgeous. I don't want to go home.
Yeah, you don't have to go home. Who is tough as nails, right? Joe Biden.
I'm heading to the G7, then to the NATO ministerial, and then to meet with Mr. Putin to let him know what I want him to know.
What's that? That corn pop was a bad dude? Anyway. Yeah, we're pushing back. You're pushing back. You're pushing back against a lot of things, against critical race theory, against the idea of systemic racism, against defunding police departments, those that run towards danger while you're running away from it. I was having a conversation with my wife yesterday. We were taking a walk, and we were talking, and an officer in the community drove by. I said, I wonder if he's going off to work, and, what officers say, every day. I wonder if they're thinking to themselves, hey, listen, I'm going, I could get shot at. Could be pretty dangerous out there. I'm heading towards it. You guys have a good day. Like, no joke. Like, I'm going to get ready to take on danger. I'm going to get ready to to walk into something in situations that I'm not really sure what those situations are, and I may not even come back from those situations. But you keep talking about, well, they're not saying this, I'm saying it. Keep talking about defunding, but anyway, it's like, I'm getting ready to head towards the danger, but you guys go to the pool, have a good time, enjoy your neighborhood. Everything's fine. I got this. That's heroism. That's the real deal right there. And it happens every single day. But anyway, I digress. You're pushing back. It's awesome. And it's great when we have people as well, like Representative Byron Donalds, who pushed back against CNN yesterday. And if you didn't hear any of this, so the Congressional Black Caucus has no desire to have a conservative be a part of the caucus because they're not conservatives. Byron Donalds has no problem being there and being part of it. And again, it's one of those situations where, if we're going to be honest about it, it's even biblical. You go where the people don't expect you to be, to have conversations that they don't expect you to have, to change hearts and minds. And so in that regard, to be there, and he wants to be there, okay, but they don't want him. But it's his fault, you see. So CNN talking to Byron Donalds yesterday as the conversation starts.
You say that actually this will increase access.
Oh, excuse me. Okay, so the conversation was about voter suppression. How this word keeps coming out, voter suppression in Florida and Georgia. It doesn't exist. He explained to them that it's not true. If you actually read the bills, and they have, but they don't care because it's all about the language and pushing the gaslighting of this voter suppression idea, that they'll win at the end of the day, but they're not going to because we have enough people pushing back and going, read the bill, we read it. It's out there for anybody to see. And people are taking the time to look, and there's more rights, not less, when it comes to voting, but you have CNN saying, what did she say?
You say that actually this will increase access for voters of color, for African Americans. That's just not true. There have been analyses, multiple done, including by the Houston Chronicle, looking at the bill specifically in Texas, including by the Washington Post, looking at these bills writ large.
Right. Okay. Houston Chronicle and Washington Post. What do you think that they're going to say about it and what they're going to drum up about it? And of course, she doesn't give specifics. She just brings them up and says, oh, no, you're lying, which CNN. You have to ask, who's lying?
They're not going to increase access for voters of color. They're going to decrease access.
Not true.
Furthermore, you have defended President Trump you've said he's done enough when it comes to rebuffing ideas about white supremacy. But I do want to listen to some of his prominent comments on the subject of race to get your perspective.
I'm not going to play any of it. So they play a bunch of clips of Trump and, of course, in a bad light, out of context, all that kind of stuff, because that's what CNN does. And so somehow we talked about voter suppression and whether or not these voting laws strengthening the legal aspects of it and making sure that you're not going to have fraud on the other side of it. That's what states are trying to accomplish. And somehow CNN and the left and others think this is awful. And oh, by the way, Trump. And let me play some awful clips of Donald Trump to try to make the case and to also bring this up about Byron Donalds not being able to be part of the Congressional Black Caucus because of their choice, not his. And somehow that's relevant how. And he knows it. And so she comes back after playing all these clips and says,
do you think that your defense of a person that said things like that might be incongruent with the mission of the CBC?
First of all, whatever the president said in the past has nothing to do with this discussion at all. I think what's important to understand
you've defended
please
him.
Don't cut me off. I have not cut you off in this interview. Please do not do that to me. Thank you. As a black man in America, I'm allowed to have my own thoughts on who I choose to support and who I choose not to support.
Woo! Jake is like, that's good stuff. Yeah, it is. I'm just looking at the time. He goes on for another 45 seconds to explain. And maybe I'll pick it up after the break. We have to go right now. But it's safe to say that Congressman Byron Donalds isn't taking it from CNN. And you're not taking it from school board members here in Southwest Florida who not only admit now that they're Democrat and they're liberal on camera, but also say that we can't be a world-class school district if we don't teach critical race theory. Yeah, that was said. I'll play the audio coming up in case you missed it, but pushing back. You're winning. You're winning because you're getting off the sidelines and into the game, and it's great to see. It really is good stuff. All right, it is Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, drewsteele.com, the website if you would like to watch. Thank you for watching each and every day. It's Daybreak, right all along.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News. More delightful than driving a convertible Bentley while wearing mink underpants. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Rush Limbaugh. The leading voices of the global warming hoax is Michael Mann, director of the Earth System Science Center at Penn State. So naturally, Mann was invited to speak to Democrat platform drafting committee. He told the Democrats his head has been buried in climate change models because he's looking for the signal of man-made global warming. But what he said next is incredible. These tools that we've spent years developing increasingly are unnecessary. Now, why does he think these computer climate models are unnecessary? Well, get this. He says it's, quote, because we can see climate change, the impacts of climate change now, playing out in real time on our TV screens in the 24-hour news cycle. So who needs data? He can see climate change on TV. Global warming doomsayers have spent mountains of taxpayer dollars building these computer model tools that have been proved wrong over and over, yet the hoaxers are never held accountable for the hoax. They have continued to manipulate data to perpetuate this hysteria. So now they want to get rid of their flawed data altogether and just rely on TV for evidence. Something else is on tap as Democrats draft their platform. They want those who disagree with their global warming theories prosecuted. An inquisition like in the Middle Ages. Democrats claim they're all about science, but they and their junk science are just total frauds.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider and are only available if the provider determines a prescription is appropriate. Subscription required. See website for full details and important safety information.
Hey guys, good news. The outrageously expensive little blue pill is now generic, which means you can get the prescription medication to treat ED at affordable prices. And Hims makes it extra affordable. You pay just $30 for a month's supply. And right now, get your first online doctor's visit totally free when you go to forhims.com/joy. That's right, free, zero copay, no expensive appointments, no awkward face-to-face conversations to get your prescription. Hims connects you to doctors online who can evaluate you and, if appropriate, prescribe your ED medication. And a pharmacy sends it right to your door. Hims makes it affordable, private, and incredibly easy. Nobody likes dealing with ED. Now, thanks to Hims, nobody has to. And that's really good news. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, forhims.com/joy. That's forhims.com/joy for your free online visit. forhims.com/joy.
Hello, Floridians. Today is a good day. Today is a good day to stay comfortable. Today is a good day to have your AC worries taken away. And it's a good day to get service backed by over 50 years of AC excellence. Oh, yes! So if you're having AC problems, get our $49 tune-up, including no breakdown guarantee, and Florida Cool Today will help you get the best from today. Click the banner to schedule an appointment.
Call today, cool today, FloridaCoolToday.com.
Carrier, turn to the experts.
If you've been considering getting a new car, there's never been a better time. Hey, Aaron Walker here from Naples Nissan. Used car values are at an all-time high, up $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 more than ever before. And while used car prices may be going up, my new car prices certainly are not. In fact, with current manufacturer rebates and incentives like 0% financing for up to 5 years, I'd say they're close to being at an all-time low. If you could get $6,000 more for your car today than you could a year ago, why wouldn't you? If you could trade up to a brand new Nissan with a lifetime unlimited mile warranty, why wouldn't you? And oh, by the way, we have over 400 new Nissan models to choose from. I'm telling telling you, it's a buyer's market, folks. There's never been a better time to buy. Only at Naples Nissan on Pine Ridge Road or naplesnissan.com. All offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
Keeping your home and business cool is a struggle, but now you can be the insider on how it all works and how to keep it running when the heat is on. Join Matt and Justin from Island Air right here on Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. for the Island Air Hour, providing quick and effective solutions for commercial and residential air conditioning and heating systems. If you have a question about your system, you can call us right now at 239-747-1550, and we'll be glad to help. Serving Southwest Florida since 1972.
We believe in better. A better way to invest, a better way to serve you, and a better result. We can help you determine how much risk you're taking, red flags that could be potential problems for you, how much you're paying in fees or commissions, potential tax liability, or even how to address Social Security.
Tune into WealthWorks Radio with Eric Carney, Saturdays at 6 a.m., Sundays at 9 a.m., right here on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 7 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
President is ready to join other world leaders. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. The G7 summit will start soon, and battling COVID will be a big topic as they pledge to donate 1 billion vaccine doses, half from the U.S. alone.
These 500 million vaccines will start to be shipped in August, as quickly as they roll off the manufacturing line.
President Biden met with Boris Johnson yesterday and agreed to work towards easing travel restrictions between the US and the UK. They also signed an updated version of the 1941 Atlantic Charter, emphasizing the need to stop global warming and cyber hacking. The two have not always seen eye to eye. President Biden has called Boris the British Trump, often criticized his positions on Brexit and Northern Ireland. That being said, they do see eye to eye on COVID.
Fox's Benjamin Hall, where the summit is in Cornwall, England. Days after the president walked away from infrastructure talks, there's a new attempt at compromise. Fox's Rachel Sutherland has this live.
A group of senators is pitching a $1.2 trillion plan that focuses on core infrastructure without raising taxes. The group, which includes Republican Mitt Romney and Democrat Joe Manchin, says it remains optimistic the proposal can lay the groundwork to garner broad support from both parties and meet America's infrastructure needs. The White House says questions need to be addressed, particularly around the details of both policy and pay-fors. Progressives may balk if the plan does not include some of the president's climate initiatives. Dave?
Rachel, Democratic Congresswoman Ilhan Omar's clarifying comments that called out the U.S. and Israel for atrocities like the Taliban and Hamas. A group of Jewish Democrats condemned that, and Omar says she was not making a moral equivalent. Republicans want her removed from the House Foreign Affairs Committee, but some progressives defend her.
Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib tweeted, "Freedom of speech doesn't exist for Muslim women in Congress." Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez called the ordeal constant vilification, intentional mischaracterization, and public targeting of Omar.
Fox's Lauren Blanchard. America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Lee Auto Group. Find your perfect vehicle at lee-cars.com.
Wink News, traffic.
All right, Southwest Florida, let's take a look at our Lee County bridges, shall we? Edison and Caloosahatchee bridges looking real good. Edison a little bit on the slower side, speeds around 30 miles per hour. Caloosahatchee speeds around 53. Midpoint and Cape Coral bridges equally great, both speeds around 55 miles per hour, so not going to see any backups there. 41 and 75, both looking real good. Do want to point out that we are still seeing delays on Somerset Drive, speeds around 11 miles per hour. You're headed north or southbound on there, definitely going to experience some delays there. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Taylor Wirtz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Friday, Southwest Florida. After a warm and muggy start, we are hot and humid this afternoon. High temperatures near 93 with heat index values nearing 101. This afternoon, we do have the opportunity for rain, but it is going to be a little bit different. Early showers near the coast, eventually trekking inland. And by your dinner time plans, heavy rain near Hendry, Glades, and Highlands County, with most areas dry overnight. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
The antidote to the anti-conservatives. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We want your car, truck, van, or SUV today. We are paying top dollar for clean vehicles. Before you sell or trade, call Lee Auto Group to get the most money for your car. Lee Auto Group, lee-cars.com. Don't forget the dash.
Lee Auto Group is looking for quality pre-owned vehicles. Let them make your buying or selling experience easy and safe. Contact Lee Auto Group at 239-288-7374 or visit lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash.
I'm Harvey Massey. At Massey Services, we know every lawn is unique and requires customized care. That's why our environmental approach includes aeration, which allows water and nutrients to reach the roots of your lawn, as well as an irrigation program which ensures proper coverage and reduces water waste. With Massey's Green Up program, you'll enjoy a healthy and a beautiful lawn year-round. That's Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Summer deals, Marty.
Oh, what you got on sale there, Marty man?
Everything.
Well, over at Victory Lane Chevrolet, they're overstocked with buybacks.
What's a buyback?
Well, Victory Lane buys back your trade-in no matter how many miles on it. So buyers can just drive to Fowler and Winkler and get more for their trade. And new Chevys for thousands below MSRP.
Thousands for less?
That's right, Marty. Get more for your trade and new Chevys for less at Victory Lane. Bet you can't say that twice.
Hey, I can do it. No problem. Get more for trades and new Chevys for less. More for trades and new Chevys for less. How's that, buddy?
Oh, thanks, Marty. Now your customers know where to go. Your vehicle is worth more than ever before. Cash in now during the big summer buyback event at Victory Lane Chevrolet. New 2021 Silverado 1500s, thousands off MSRP, or choose 0% for 72 months. Find new roads. Online, victorylanechevrolet.com. Offers with approved credit. Dealer retains all rebates. Offers cannot be combined. Expires 6/30.
Hey, we've got my friend Dave Meister on the phone, of course, with the Floor Meisters, the family-owned Floor Meisters in Naples. And Dave, listen, I know you got a lot of things going on. You're selling a lot of cord tech. That's great, but you got this 8,000 square foot showroom with a selection of carpet that is absolutely unbelievable as well. And the prices right now are pretty amazing. So I hear you got this whole thing going on with Dreamweaver carpets.
Well, we have the Dreamweaver Select, which is this is $3.99 carpet pad and labor, but this has a lifetime warranty for pet stains, abrasive wear, and even for steps, a stair warranty. Nobody's ever had that before.
Listen, if you haven't been to the Floor Meisters, you really owe it to yourself to visit their store, 6281 Naples Boulevard, right next to Costco. Whether it's tile, laminate, hardwood, or, of course, carpet, they've got it all. So give them a call today, 239-596-4964, or on the web at floormeisters.com.
You heard you could save big when you bundle home and auto with Progressive, so you went online to check it out. But then you saw a link for a survey about which type of bread you are. And now you're on question 17, barely scratching the surface of your bread identity. You always thought of yourself as a brioche, but are you actually more of a pumpernickel? Ah, yes. They said it was easy to save money bundling with Progressive, but they forgot about the rest of the internet. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations. From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. We stream live. DrewSteele.com is the website. Steele has 3 E's. Go to the website and watch. We do appreciate it. Mobile friendly, simple. You go there on your phone or your smart device. It's easy to just click and watch. Also, if you want to be on Facebook at Drew Steele Radio, that is fine as well. Hey, listen, we're going to get into critical race theory coming up in the 8 o'clock hour in some great detail, because I'm starting to believe that there are individuals that do not have a clue as to what critical race theory is. I'm kind of concerned that there are people that don't know. They just don't know what it is, what it means. I'll sprinkle it in throughout the morning. Maybe you're one of the individuals that don't know. But when you're a Lee County School Board member, it's starting to go a little viral, everybody. When you're a Lee County School Board member who now, remember, we're not allowed to know or talk about or ask their political affiliation. That's something that nobody wants to talk about. At an action meeting during the week, when the Lee County School Board gets together and they're talking about the LGBTQ Equality Florida issue and whether or not it is or isn't an issue, and not knowing enough about the issue, and some board members that do know more than others, and they realize what it is, and listen, it's not the 50s. Stop with the pearl wearing, and it's not the 50s, ladies, and calm down. It's a different culture. It's a different era. You need to get over it. And some of those comments that that are being made. And then you have specific school board members who, again, we're not allowed to ask what their political affiliation is, but maybe some would like us to know their political affiliations and then where they stand on critical race theory. And one Betsy Vaughn, who was a Lee County school board member, decided to let everybody know during a meeting this week that,
well, I'll share my political beliefs. I'm a Democrat. I'm a liberal. I believe that critical race theory is very important, and that if we lose sight of that as educators, we can't be a world-class school system.
Yeah, now this isn't Loudoun County, this isn't Georgia, this isn't Portland, Oregon, this is Southwest Florida, this is Lee County. I wonder how many other school board members think that same way.
Very important, and that if we lose sight of that as educators, we can't be a world-class school system.
We can't be a world-class school system unless we teach race-based Marxism, unless we teach racial engineering, unless we teach the oppression versus the oppressed, not as Marxism did, talking about the bourgeoisie class and the class warfare. No. But now replacing class warfare with whites against blacks. We can't be world class in Lee County unless we teach critical race theory. Interesting to know that there is at least one school board member that feels that way, and I would say that there's an election coming up very soon. Not soon enough, but you may want to know where they stand. I wonder how many other school board members feel the same way. I wonder how many school board members would be willing to share their political affiliation. Let's just say not many. And let's also say that when it comes to critical race theory, what do you know? I mean, in that same meeting, we're told that she mentioned that she read up all about it. Okay, so then you know what it is. You know that it's about anti-capitalism, forced redistribution of property, the abolition of whiteness, not my words, others that have said this. Critical race theorists believe that society should work to abolish the white race, although they often insist that this means dismantling cultural constructions associated with white identity. The language often adopts tropes associated with race eliminationists. Not my words. Let's see. Some of the Noel Ignatieff in the film Indoctrinate You. We believe that so long as the white race exists, all movements against what is called racism will fail. Therefore, our aim is to abolish the white race. Not my words, their words. These are the people who construct and believe in critical race theory. These are not my words. These are theirs. The understanding of what critical race theory is. And in an 8 o'clock hour, we're going to get into more detail about this. But I just wanted to touch on the fact that you need to know. I mean, I know most of you do. And there are some that don't understand how insidious critical race theory is. The pitting of our kids against each other by their skin color. How outrageous it is. And how it's here, everybody. Don't make it seem like it's something that's going on that's far away. It's not. It's right here in Southwest Florida. It's right here in Lee and Collier and Charlotte and Glades and Hendry. It's being talked about. It's being taught. There is no textbook that says critical race theory curriculum 101. It doesn't have to. But if there are people that believe that that is a truth and the only way to become a world-class school system, then you better believe that there's a way that they're trying to get this into our kids' curriculum. No. We're pushing back. And you've probably heard many people that haven't, because you're winning, everybody. You are winning. When we find out yesterday that thanks to the Florida Board of Education, that they recognize this, and so does the governor, and that the Board of Education announced a ban on critical race theory and curricula, that means the books, the books that will be teaching it. I hope it's specific with regard to what is in the curricula, not that you're looking for critical race theory as words where there could be school board members going, find me the words. Find me the words. You don't have to, because it's in there and it's being taught as a truth and a truism. And you will hear more later about what that means. Governor Ron DeSantis calling it the Marxist ideology that it is and really toxic. It's true. It's exactly what it is. They know it, and you may not know it, but you know it now. But you've probably heard the audio from many others outside of Southwest Florida talking about this. A teacher in, I believe it was St. Louis, or is that where this was? On a scorching a school board, basically cutting off her mic when she's talking as a teacher and a parent.
School teacher, and I'm going to give a message of encouragement to parents and teachers and students who are too afraid to come and speak forward. Parents, the longer that you wait and you don't hold your child's schools accountable gives these guys more time to dictate what's best for your child's physical, mental, and emotional health. Don't be afraid to speak out for your kids because they are voiceless and they rely on you. You should be afraid of them rooting for socialism by the time they get to middle school. Teachers, it may seem that our careers have come to a dead end, but I'm here to remind you, we don't work for the school board. We work to mold the next generation of well-rounded American patriots. So don't give up, because it is up to us. Students, you are on the front lines of these indoctrination camps. Challenge the staff when you're presented with a ludicrous statement, and do not allow anybody to tell you that you cannot accomplish anything because of your skin color or to hate yourself because of your skin color. Students, it is up to you to be the next generation of victims or victors. And finally, to the board, this isn't over, and your policies are just as pathetic as making us wear a mask.
And they cut her off. So maybe that is the answer in a lot of ways. Maybe if you can sit down and explain to your child, listen, if in your school, your teacher is doing something that you recognize right away as teaching critical race theory, not saying critical race theory, but pitting whites versus blacks, doing something like, hey, let's line up all the kids, and the white kids take 2 steps forward, and the black and Asian kids take a step back, and you see, no. You stop them. And you confront them in the classroom as students, the kids, and we have to convince our kids to stop the teacher. No, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. And maybe they have to walk out of the room. And maybe they have to tell somebody, may not be a teacher or an administrator, might have to be the parent, but they're going to have to recognize that this is not going to happen anymore. And again, I'm telling you that we are winning because we're getting off the sidelines and in the game. You're doing this. And it's great to see. I mean, it's frustrating and it's sad to see what some school board members believe, how some are claiming ignorance, that you don't know anything about it. How could you not know anything about it? I'm assuming that quickly those on a school board that say, I don't know anything about it. I had to Google it. I had to ask my kid. Stop it. Find out. Or listen to this program coming up at 8 o'clock. We're going to spend a lot of time on this and go into detail. So if you've ever had questions, you'll have them answered. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. Hey, speaking of questions that I'd like to have answered, remember the stimmies? Remember all the pandemic unemployment funds, the money that everybody needed in order to survive due to the pandemic? You know, the shutting down of economies globally, and how in these trying times when people don't have employment, even though right now it's really odd that there are 9 million jobs available and we have people sitting on the sidelines. Of course, they're sitting on the sidelines because they're getting paid more to sit on the sidelines than to get out and get into the game, which is insidious in and of itself. Remember the stimmy? Well, Jake knows the stimmies. Jake's got friends that are asking when the next stimmy check is coming along, probably, right? Please don't tell me I gotta go work.
No, I think they all know that it's a sham.
Okay. How much of a sham is it?
Breaking news.
A bombshell. Oh, this just in. Half the pandemic unemployment funds may have been stolen, according to Axios. As much as half of the unemployment benefits paid by the U.S. government over the past year may have been stolen through fraud, which the bulk ultimately end up to outside countries, likely in the hands of, places like China, Nigeria, Russia, and elsewhere, according to Axios. Some estimates, unemployment fraud of the pandemic could easily reach over $400 billion with a B dollars. I know B's and T's, nobody really knows or cares anymore. But yeah, up to 70% of the money stolen by imposters ultimately left the country. You knew, and states knew, that fraud was going to be out there, but they opted to rush the money out to people with minimal oversight. So there you go. There's a little bit of a question. And again, I bring this up for a couple of reasons. Number one, what we did globally and what we did in this country was an absolute positive disaster. Positively a disaster, shutting down an economy for something that the death rate is 99.7%, and we know who was really affected by coronavirus, who wasn't. We also understand what is happening with vaccines and what's happening with immunity and T-cell immunity and the immunity that you naturally have and how many people have had and asymptomatic situations of spread or non-spread as the case may be. There's a lot that's out there that we're not being told, and of the Fauci emails and all that stuff, and you know. But as far as economically speaking, don't lose sight of the fact that the fraud was there. Pushing out this money quickly, you knew that this was going to happen. The idea that we have to do this again and that we're going to trust the federal government to start talking about trillions of dollars once again in more spending, whether it's the president's budget or whether it's anything else that has to do with infrastructure, that has to do with baby diapers, because everybody knows that baby diapers are infrastructure or what goes in them, the structure. And never mind. Anyway, the point is that there's a lot of this going on. And that happened, and that fundamentally, that there is a great reset that many people would love to see happening, a great reset of the global economy that this plays right into. More spending, more stealing, more destruction of our capitalistic free market society so that we could have this great reset. Now, if you think that's kind of vague and weird, and what do you mean? Well, this is kind of some funny audio. RNC Research had this audio out of Joe Biden striking again the serial plagiarist, but it's a little bigger than that. The time that Boris Johnson in May of 2020 was talking about building back better. And Joe Biden, just yesterday, there in Europe, stealing the same words.
We owe it to future generations to build back better.
We have a great opportunity to build back and build back better.
And to do things differently. To build back better and to build back bolder.
And folks, it's not sufficient to build back. We have to build back better. That's what my plan is, to build back better.
We also want to work together on building back better from the pandemic, a slogan that I think that Joe has used several times. I think he may have nicked it from us.
Joe may have got it from us as he's sitting there with Joe Biden. Yeah, you may have got the idea of build back better from us. Well, maybe, yeah. But maybe Joe Biden and others have had this plan for a very, very long time. I'm looking at an article from Fox Business, Joe Biden's disturbing connection to the socialist Great Reset movement. A pledge by Biden to support the Great Reset would pose a grave threat to liberty and free markets in the United States. And funny enough, the Build Back Better phrase is part of that. Did we all understand that? Did we know that? The connection between Biden and the radical Great Reset is best seen by examining Biden's new Build Back Better plan. His Build Back Better proposal would launch a national effort aimed at creating the jobs we need to build a modern, sustainable infrastructure now and deliver an equitable, clean energy future. This climate change talk, that it's the biggest threat. Well, at least it was until white supremacy was the biggest threat. Sustainable infrastructure. You know, we need the infrastructure spending, trillions of infrastructure spending to build back better. Building back better to Boris Johnson in the UK and to globalists around the world and to Joe Biden is building back economies that are not free market and capitalism. The Great Reset is all about getting rid of free markets and capitalism. That's what it is. And so when Boris Johnson jokes about nicking it from us, he's kind of right. Yeah, he was talking about it before Joe Biden was talking about it, but they're talking about the same thing. And so when you have a global pandemic and shutting down of economies and now trillions of dollars being spent and runaway inflation and things happening like that, how do you solve all these problems? Well, it's easy. You solve them by having a great reset, a way to start over again with something other than the evil free markets and capitalism that we're seeing. So kind of something planned out there. 239-479-5592. So there's a little bit of that. Yeah, I should talk a little bit more about how the monies were stolen. The STEMI monies and more. Scammers often stole personal information, used it to impersonate claimants. They tricked individuals, others, into voluntarily handing over personal information. You know, the kind of scamming that many people see. You know, click here. Oh, man, your password's been compromised. Hey, click here and you can fix it. And then you see, like, one of these businesses that you're doing business with, and you're like, oh, they must be, they're checking for my own good. Please, I'm begging you, if you're listening to the sound of my voice. If somebody's saying you need to click here to change a password or do something, and it's like American Express or Norton Security or something like that, call them. Don't click on anything. Go to them and find out. If the IRS is saying, hey, can you click here so we can... No, don't click anything. Call them. They'll tell you if there's something you need to change. All right, what else do we have? Let's see. Coming up, more on what's happening in this pushback against critical race theory here in the state, as we had the announcement yesterday of the Board of Education announcing the ban on critical race theory. We'll talk more about that and how much teeth is in it. I mean, there are things to recognize. We'll get to that. You know, also there was some weird news about the Alzheimer's drug. You know, it's people were talking about a game changer, how huge this is. This new Alzheimer's drug that they're saying could it's something that families have been hoping for and praying for. But why were two members of an FDA panel resigning in protest over the drug's approval? There's a lot with this story. It's fascinating and scary, and we'll get to that. But it is Friday, so not everything can be fascinating and scary. Some of it has to be fun, like this map of each state's favorite candy. Because as you know, it's National Candy Month. Why not? There's a month and a day and a week for everything. Well, almost everything. I mean, if it's got to do with morals and virtues, we can't have days about that. But we can certainly have days about and months about. Well, you know, it's National Candy Month. Do you know what the number one candy is in the state of Florida? Do you have any idea what it is? You think you know.
I don't.
You don't know. But you're going to find out next. Stay break 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News. You don't have to feel distant. Come join the conversation.
I just want to say I love America because everyone gets a voice.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
If you've considered remodeling with the help of a contractor or handyman, consider reimagining your space instead with the help of a professional designer from Closet Factory. Our best designers, the ones with black belts in interior design and PhDs in bringing fuzzy ideas to sparkling reality, so your new closet or office looks how you dreamed it would and works even better. Because creating a space that's organized, intelligent, and beautiful starts with a design that's all that, from a designer that's all that. At Closet Factory, that's how we build it.
Getting older has its advantages. Early bird dinners, senior discounts, day drinking. If you're one of the millions turning 65 soon, it might be time to take a look at your insurance options. Original Medicare, Medicare Advantage, so much to keep in mind. At Millennium Physician Group, half our patients are 65 plus. No matter what insurance benefits you choose, make sure your Millennium primary care doctor is part of your plan and your connection to a healthier life. Millennium Physician Group. Connect today. 844-CALL-MPG, millenniumphysician.com.
This is State Representative Spencer Roach, and today I want to share my thoughts on what it means to be a Republican. Republicans believe in limiting the power of government and expanding individual freedom. Democrats want to expand government because they believe that government bureaucrats know what's best for you and your family. The expansion of government into every sphere of our personal lives would disgust our founding fathers. From crushing taxes and gun control at the federal level to the tyranny of local governments with their mask mandates, revisionist history, and sexual indoctrination of our school children, government has truly gone wild. And I'm not going to sit back and take it. I'm going to fight back, and I hope you'll join me. This is Spencer Roach, and I'm proud to be a Republican because I believe that faith and family are the center of American life, not government. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned, stay engaged, and never forget that this is your government and we work for you. Sponsored by friends of Spencer Roach. P.O. Box 3179, North Fort Myers, Florida, 33918.
Ty Lassiter here, Managing Partner and CEO of Key City Capital. I think we can all admit that our origin has a lot of importance in what we will become. Many of you didn't originate from Florida, but you have come here, and that choice has altered your path for the rest of your life, especially how much taxes you pay if you came here from the Northeast. So what is Key City Capital's origin? Why did we choose to move to Southwest Florida? Our mission is to connect capital to wealth through passive real estate and alternative investments. Very simply, we generate and distribute double-digit returns for our investors. For over 10 years, we have never missed a monthly interest payment to our partners, and we have never lost a penny of our investors' capital. That is history you can build and rely on.
If you're looking for significant returns from real estate and alternative investments, call us today at 239-330-2080 or check us out online today at kcap925.com. That's kcap925.com.
Hey, this is Papa, reporting that we're still getting a lot of calls from homeowners who were told they needed a new re-roof after Irma. Most of these folks had a few broken tiles that are obsolete. Our company has 2 warehouses filled with the older obsolete tiles that have never been used. If you think that you may not need a new re-roof, but only need to replace some obsolete tile, please call me for our free tile roof inspection. We may be able to repair and seal your roof to make it look new and beautiful, a lot cheaper than replacing the entire roof. If you call me for our free inspection, we'll place you on our proactive list. And in the event of another hurricane, you won't have to go searching for a contractor because we will automatically call you to see if you need assistance. Let me show you how we can clean and seal and protect your roof, pavers, and pool decks. On behalf of my sons, Casey, Carrie, and Cody, call us at 945-2700. That's 945-2700, area code 239-945-2700. We're open 24/7, and you can call us right now for a free tile roof inspection. License number CCC 1326213.
All right, folks, step right up. Step right up. You're not going to believe your ears. Today only I'm offering you air conditioning service for only $29. That's right. I'll send this cute little chimp dressed in overalls to check out your AC for just $29. That's not all, folks. With all the rebates and discounts of up to $5 quadrillion, you can get a super-duper system for next to nothing. I'll even throw in the magic UV light for free.
Don't be fooled by AC companies offering deals too good to be true. Kobe Cooling urges you to shop around before buying into the hype about government rebates and discounts. Kobe Cooling is an honest, family-owned business with NATE-trained and certified technicians, not clean and tuned salesmen. Kobe gives you a great product, professional, honest service at a fair price without all the sales pitches. Kobe Cooling, the most trusted name in the business since 1949. Call 482-1542, 482-1542, or go online to kobecooling.com. License number CAC 1813722.
Brian, whatever it takes.
Termites are silent destroyers. They can tunnel through homes for years without a peep. Unless you've invited Truly Nolan to chase down and eliminate the problem. Truly Nolan's above and below ground treatments have been keeping homes termite-free for more than 80 years. Matter of fact, we believe our total termite protection plan is the most effective plan of its kind in the country. When Truly Nolan has termites in their sights, there's no escape. Schedule your free inspection and get $100 off termite control by going to TrulyNolan.com or call 800-GO-TRULY.
This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Wink News, traffic.
All right, Southwest Florida, let's take a look at our Lee County bridges, shall we? Edison and Caloosahatchee bridges looking real good. Edison a little bit on the slower side, speeds around 30 miles per hour. Caloosahatchee speeds around 53. Midpoint and Cape Coral bridges equally great, both speeds around 55 miles per hour, so not going to see any backups there. 41 and 75 both looking real good. Do want to point out that we are still seeing delays on Somerset Drive, speeds around 11 miles per hour. You're headed north or southbound on there, definitely going to experience some delays there. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Taylor Wirtz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Friday, Southwest Florida. After a warm and muggy start, we are hot and humid this afternoon. High temperatures near 93 with heat index values nearing 101. This afternoon, we do have the opportunity for rain, but it is going to be a little bit different. Early showers near the coast, eventually trekking inland. About your dinner time plans, heavy rain near Hendry, Glades, and Highlands County, with most areas dry overnight. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
There's the left way, and then there's the right way. 92.5 Fox News.
Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances?
No, you're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere, and Jay will beat it, guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at GoodDealsAppliances.com.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
Tee up and swing into summer at Coral Oaks Golf Course in Cape Coral. Experience excellent playing conditions, GPS golf carts, and low summer rates. Play 18 holes with cart for just $35 before noon, $30 after noon, or play any day after 2 p.m. for only $25 all summer long. Book tee times up to 7 days in advance at CoralOaksGolf.com. We'll see you at Coral Oaks, where every day is a great day.
Imagine replacing your old kitchen with the kitchen of your dreams. Brand new custom-made cabinet doors. Drawer fronts, hand-finished by true craftsmen. Designer hardware, new hinges, and everything installed beautifully in less than a week, start to finish. Expensive? No. To the contrary, with refacing by Cornerstone, you'll save so much, we should really talk about your master bathroom too. Go for wow. Go for Cornerstone.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Tune in to Retire with Grace with Bob Grace, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sundays at noon to get the answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Don't miss Retire with Grace, a Trifound company, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sundays at noon. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
Hi, Michael Crothers, owner of Pure Air Conditioning. Now that our economy has reopened and to help the community, we've decided to offer a safe $29 AC maintenance. All Pure Air employees are supplied with gloves, foot coverings, and KN95 masks for your and their protection. Find us online at getpureair.com to schedule your safe $29 AC maintenance. Join me every Saturday at 11:30 a.m. for the Get Pure Air radio show. I'll be talking about everything from air conditioning maintenance to troubleshooting tips.
You probably know Lusk, Dray Sites, and Talisano for car accidents and other personal injury matters. But did you know they have attorneys who specialize in many other areas of the law? Whether you're in need of creating or updating your will and testament, or need advice about divorce or child custody, they have an attorney for you. And unlike the all-too-familiar competitors, at Lusk, Dray Sites, and Talisano, you'll be meeting directly with the attorney handling your matter, not some coordinator or case manager looking to increase their numbers. Lusk, Dray Sites, and Talisano. They've been serving you for over 35 years. Have a family law question? Are you seeking a divorce or have child custody issues you need resolved? Do you need assistance with dividing property? At Lusk, Dray Sites, and Talisano, their attorneys can walk you through this difficult process as the needed advocate to protect your legal rights. They've been here for you in the past, they're here today, and will be here for you tomorrow. LDTlaw.com. Offices Cape Coral, Fort Myers, Naples.
These grapes are great. Hey, grocery guy, are these fresh?
You should know. You've eaten enough of them.
I always sample the grapes.
You've practically eaten a whole bag, sir.
So what are you going to do about it, grocery guy?
Watch your head while getting in the squad car, sir.
Well, officer, I thought the grapes were free.
At Rock Solid, your sink is free, along with free bathroom countertop materials. Just pay for installation when you get kitchen countertops.
Grapes aren't free, but bathroom countertop materials are at Rock Solid.
JNC Boulevard, Naples, rocksolidnaples.com or 596-7676. Rock Solid, where you always get more.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News. Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
7-Eleven just announced that this year their free Slurpee giveaway will not just occur on one day, but for the entire month of July. It's part of their 94th birthday celebration, which means they're almost as old as the hot dogs on the rotating grill.
Whoa. You're messing with a man's meal there. That's Jake the Millennial knows everything about those. That's like, isn't that your staple? Aren't Slurpees and the hot dog wheel, isn't that like your main staple for like lunches and stuff like that? Don't you love that? Or
Top 5.
Are you a pickled egg guy?
Yeah.
You like the pickled eggs?
I like pickled egg,
the
pickled
jar
okra, pickled anything, really.
In that reddish kind of substance that's in
the
that.
red, those are the hot ones. Those are good.
Nothing says I'm not going to eat for the next 24 hours like grabbing one of those jarred. I just can't do it. I can't do it. Man, that's a tough one. You know what's just as tough is when I walk into any of these stores and see candy on the shelf. I'm not a candy guy. I've never been a candy guy. Are you a candy guy? No?
You know, I eat Reese cups.
All right. Yeah, but Reese's Cups isn't candy. That's like chocolate. At least there's something to it. There's the chocolate and the...
Literally didn't know there was a difference, but okay.
No.
I thought candy was chocolate.
No. Well, hold on a second. That's a great point. That might be the debatable point of the day. Is chocolate candy? Because when I think of candy, I think of hard candy, rock candy, the things that you don't chew. You have to let it dissolve. That's a candy. A chocolate or peanut butter, that kind of thing, Reese's or chocolate bars or something, those are chocolate bars. That's not candy. There's a difference. Maybe if you never thought about this.
Willy Wonka and the chocolate factory.
Right, it's a chocolate factory. It's not a candy factory.
It makes candy.
No, it doesn't make candy.
I'm so confused.
So am I. You may be confused about this as well. Are you ready? We talked about this earlier before we get to your calls, 239-479-5592. There's a lot to talk about. Mike Gonzalez from the Heritage Foundation. Man, we are going to dig into C.R.T. If you don't know anything about it, you're going to know 805. We're going to dig in. So get ready and buckle up. All right. Each state's favorite candy. I don't know. Some website did for National Candy Month because there's a national everything unless and I don't know how they went to Google Trends and they looked at every state and what they were Googling, and you know how that works. Okay. So each state's favorite candy. Would you like to take a guess what the state of Florida's favorite candy is according to Google Trends in this website? Take a wild guess.
Butterscotch.
Butterscotch? That's a flavor. That's not a candy.
Yeah, the butterscotch candies.
No, but that's like you mean a Werther? Like the Werther's candy?
I didn't know what that is.
You don't know what that is?
Butterscotch.
No, that's a flavor. There's got to be, Werther's is a specific candy, but it's not. I'm talking about specific name brand candies. State of Florida. Take a guess. That's your guess is butterscotch?
Jolly Ranchers.
Jolly Ranchers. No, it's not Jolly Ranchers. You may be shocked to find out that the favorite candy of the state of Florida is Liberal Tears. No, that's not true. I just came to my mind. Sorry. Skittles. Apparently, we're being told that Skittles are the state of Florida's favorite candy. 239-479-5592. We're moving on. Jake is just like, no. And I agree. And you know what? This is how much I care. My fingers are thinly spread apart. DrewSteele.com. If you're watching, this is how much I care about this.
The size of a Skittle.
I know. I just thought I'd bring it up. It's a little like flushing out of the C.R.T. Half of the unemployment funds may have been stolen, according to Axios. Kind of washing all that out. That kind of thing. All right, some other stories. Hold on a second. Representative Bob Rommel, I see, is on the phone. He's calling right now. He's apparently in his car because it sounds that way. Are you mobile?
Drew, I am mobile, and I'm driving in a gasoline combustion engine car.
Oh! What have you done to stop your carbon footprint, sir?
I'm driving in reverse, actually.
I'm driving in reverse. All right, it's Friday. Why not?
You know, Drew, I was just listening to the president, and you know what's scary? That the president of the free world, who's at the G7 summit talking about building it better, has never, ever signed the front of the check. So I'm not sure what he's ever built.
Well, he's not building. What he's doing is what I discussed earlier about the UK and Europe and, how America likes it when they like us. Yeah, no, we don't necessarily. That's not what we care about. That building back better means, hey, after the economy and globally the economy's been destroyed and we're going to blame capitalism and free markets, let's get to something else. There's probably other ideas that we can do, so let's abandon. That's building back better, and that's the fact.
No, I know. It's a scary thought, though, between that and their upcoming climate summit in November. what great ideas they're going to have. They're going to extract dollars from people in the United States.
Yeah. Hey, quickly, your thoughts on the state and the Board of Education announcing this ban on critical race theory and curricula. The first question that comes to mind, and I guess I'll ask you now that you're on the phone here, is the kind of teeth that would be behind it, number one. And number two, really the bigger picture in my eyes, which is across the country, people realize critical race theory and what it is and the dangers of what our kids are being taught, and they're pushing back. And it's good to see. But give me your thoughts on this.
Well, first of all, it didn't happen by accident. The only reason the state acted is because parents are pushing back. Parents need to be involved in their kids' education. And when it turns out that some teacher or some school district is teaching this garbage where you're trying to make people feel embarrassed or ashamed that they're Americans or that they're white, it's awful. And the only reason that is changing is because parents are pushing back in Florida, they're pushing back in Virginia, they're pushing back in California, and that's the reason it happened. I have yet to see the teeth, but hopefully we'll put some teeth in it that if teachers do that, they'll either be removed or the parents will have the choice to send their kid to a different school.
Yeah. And that is a huge part of this, right? And it is amazing to me how there are families, there are people, individuals who have a problem with school choice. How could you possibly have a problem with choice in our schools?
Well, Drew, around Florida, whenever we try to expand choice for parents, they're always getting pushback from, unfortunately, districts that are, heavily Democratic. And there's some of our larger cities where, there are a lot of, people of different, color and races, and where their schools are failing, and they always push back. But we're going to continue to push forward. Florida ranks third in K through 12 education, but the stopping of critical race theory, it didn't happen by itself. It happened because parents stood up in school boards and they demanded it not be taught. We should be taught that America is an amazing place. It creates equality for all people. Our founding fathers had a Revolutionary War. We had a Civil War. And then not that long ago, we had a World War II where the Americans died to save the world from fascism.
Yeah. All right, Bob, we got to run. Representative Bob Rommel on the road, driving who knows where, but he's polluting the atmosphere with his combustible engine car. Come on, we got to stop this.
Yeah. Have a great day.
Okay, we'll see you later. 239-479-5592. I know people have talked about it yesterday. And do you really want me to talk about the CNN Jeffrey Toobin issue? Do you really care about this? Jeffrey Toobin worked for the New Yorker. He was the CNN chief legal analyst. And then there was a Zoom call with people from the New Yorker magazine, and in which time he didn't know the camera was on. And let's just say he did something on camera that you typically not only don't do on camera, but do we really have to? I don't want to. Well, he was back on CNN. I think the only thing was the awkwardness of the moment where there was sort of this mea culpa, sorry about what I did moment. But it was just awkward. Like, I don't know that it was necessary.
Let's bring in CNN chief legal analyst Jeffrey Toobin to talk about this and more. Hi, Jeffrey.
Hello, Allison.
It's been a while.
It has been a while, indeed.
I feel like we should address what's happened in the months since we've seen you, since some of our viewers may not know what has happened. So
did you Google? Jake had no idea what happened to Jeffrey Toobin because a lot of there's like 7 people that are listening that watch CNN. Go ahead. Did you Google Jeffrey Toobin CNN? Now do you know what it is? Okay.
I guess I'll recap. I'll do the honors.
Help yourself.
Okay. In October, you were on a Zoom call with your colleagues from the New Yorker magazine. Everyone took a break for several minutes, during which time you were caught.
That's good. That's it. Thought the camera was off and he was caught. That's it. Now, if your mind is like, Just say it. What is it? Google it. Because I'm a family-friendly show. I got parents, I got kids in the car, and I don't need to talk about it. Just like I don't need a neighbor's child to come home one day and ask their parents, hey, Mom, what's gay at 9 years old? Because the parents decided that it wasn't the time to explain to them anything that had to do with that and the LGBTQ issues and gay and everything else and transgender, that they would get to it in their own due time. But the school decided to take it upon themselves to do what the parents should be doing and surprising their parent. Yep, not into it. No, thank you. That's okay. Google it. Sorry. I know other people are like, look at CNN and Jeffrey Toobin. And he's like, all I thought was that was an awkward moment. And just like Bill Clinton, man, it doesn't matter what you do as a Democrat. You'll always have a job.
I'm really offended personally.
I didn't even bring up your name.
The Uranium One scandal.
The IRS targeting scandal.
The Clinton Foundation. Fusion GPS dossier.
Benghazi. Hillary Clinton email case.
Sergeant Bo Bergdahl. Remember him?
Yeah, there's lots of Democrat scandals and nobody cares. Yeah, you got a job. Come on. All right. 239-479-5592. Thank you very much. We'll move on from that. What else do we have? We probably need to do Drew's College right now if we really want to get to this. All right, coming up. Birthing people. Lots of discussions about why in the budget the president is presenting when it comes to women, the word women taking out about giving birth, biologically how that happens, the only way that happens. No, it's birthing people and how the OMB, the Office of Management and Budget, and even on Capitol Hill asking the Health and Human Services Director, why are you changing the name to birthing people and how they can't even explain why they're doing it. Well, it's because they're a bunch of, I don't want to say crazy leftists because that's not really nice, but, Well, we'll get to that. And also critical race theory. By the way, we come to find out on video, a Lee County School Board member who said out loud that not only is she a Democrat, not only is she a liberal, but that critical race theory has to be taught in Lee County schools. Otherwise, we will not be a world-class school system. Do you think that? Is that true? Is that what you believe? She claims that she knows all about critical race theory. Really? Well, good, because at 8:05, we're going to go over it in great detail so that you all will know exactly what it is. Then you have to ask yourself how many other members know exactly what it is and believe it needs to be taught in order to be world-class. All right, let's go. Drew's College of Political Knowledge, 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. 239-479-5592 is the phone number. Call in number 5 right now. Let's have some fun. Let's play Drew's College next on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along with traffic. Here's Taylor Wirtz.
All right, Southwest Florida, let's take a look at our Lee County bridges, shall we? Edison and Caloosahatchee bridges looking real good. Edison a little bit on the slower side, speeds around 30 miles per hour. Caloosahatchee speeds around 53. Midpoint and Cape Coral bridges equally great, both speeds around 55 miles per hour, so not going to see any backups there. 41 and 75, both looking real good. Do want to point out that we are still seeing delays on Somerset Drive, speeds around 11 miles per hour. If you're headed north or southbound on there, definitely going to experience some delays there. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Taylor Wirtz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Friday, Southwest Florida. High temperatures this afternoon near 93 degrees, but feels like temps upper 90s and lower 100s. We will get some rain to cool us off, but it'll be early near the coast, eventually moving inland throughout the afternoon and evening time frame. By dinner time, most of that heavy rain is toward Lake Okeechobee. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
Jason and Todd believe in value. They're direct diamond importers and hand select each diamond directly from the cutters. By cutting out the middlemen, the Diamond District offers the best quality diamonds at the lowest prices, and they pass that savings on to you.
At the Diamond District.
When it's hot, the last thing you want is your home's AC to quit on you. At 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating, our team of comfort specialists take the frustration out of the equation. From simple repairs to more complex fixes, we'll get you cool and comfortable quickly. Call 855-1HOUR for $50 off your repair or visit onehourair.com and keep your cool. We're
always on time or you don't pay time.
Terms and conditions may apply. Independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
Getting older has its advantages. Early bird dinners, senior discounts, day drinking. If you're one of the millions turning 65 soon, it might be time to take a look at your insurance options. Original Medicare, Medicare Advantage, so much to keep in mind. At Millennium Physician Group, half our patients are 65 plus. No matter what insurance benefits you choose, make sure your Millennium primary care doctor is part of your plan and your connection to a healthier life. Millennium Physician Group. Connect today. 844-CALL-MPG, millenniumphysician.com.
Summer deals, Marty.
Oh, what you got on sale there, Marty man?
Everything.
Well, over at Victory Lane Chevrolet, they're overstocked with buybacks.
What's a buyback?
Well, Victory Lane buys back your trade-in no matter how many miles on it. So buyers can just drive to Fowler and Winkler and get more for their trade. And new Chevys for thousands below MSRP.
Thousands for less?
That's right, Marty. Get more for your trade and new Chevys for less at Victory Lane. Bet you can't say that twice.
Hey, I can do it. No problem. Get more for trades and new Chevys for less. More for trades and new Chevys for less. How's that, buddy?
Oh, thanks, Marty. Now your customers know where to go. Your vehicle is worth more than ever before. Cash in now during the big summer buyback event at Victory Lane Chevrolet. New 2021 Silverado 1500s, thousands off MSRP, or choose 0% for 72 months. Find new roads. Online, victorylanechevrolet.com. Offers with group credit. Dealer retains all rebates. Offers cannot be combined. Expires 6/30.
Got mold?
In your house?
What do I do now?
Call 239-936-1033.
Call Fire Service, your disaster response friends.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's College.
Oh, man, if you can only hear the conversations we have off the air. I'm sorry. I got to tell everybody. I have to tell everybody after we're done what we just talked about. All right, stand by. All right, Stephanie. Stephanie's in Punta Gorda. I don't know if she's in Punta Gorda or if she's in a car. I don't know where she is. She'll tell us right now. Where are you?
Right now I'm at Tucker's grave.
Okay, there you go. It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics and more you get right. The higher the degree, we'll see if you earn a PhD. Your associate's degree question starts right now. Hey, do you know who the Democrat nominee for president of the United States in 2012 was? The Democrat nominee in 2012? Think about that. Who was it? Did we lose her?
Wasn't it Barack Obama?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's right. No, not a trick question. Just pretty straightforward. Yes, that's correct. All right, you got an associate's. We'll see if you get a bachelor's degree on this question. If the president, vice president can no longer serve, who becomes president?
Speaker of the House.
That is correct.
Heaven forbid if it happens now.
Yeah, and thank you for adding that. All right, we got a bachelor's. We'll see if you get a master's degree on this question. Let's see. Who did the United States fight in World War II? World War II, we're fighting against which 3 countries?
Germany, Japan, Italy.
That is correct.
Right.
All right, you got that was good. You got a master's. We'll see if you get a PhD on this question. In 1865, Lee surrenders to Grant at Appomattox Courthouse. That effectively ended what war that we fought over slavery?
The Civil War.
That's right, the Civil War. All right, there you go. In case somebody was saying something ridiculous like, our kids are not learning about slavery in school. Well, you just learned here at Drew's College. That's why we do it. We give you the lessons that you can't get in schools. All right, well, congratulations, Stephanie. You did a great job. You got a PhD. You're the smartest person on Tucker's grade.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Back at you. All right, have a great day. What did we just talk about before the break? That was pretty funny. Oh, the Jeffrey Toobin thing. And he's like, I can't believe they hired him back. And I said, Jeffrey Toobin is the only person that could be a CNN legal analyst in the country. And he's like, really? I was like, no, not really. That was a joke. Anyway, okay. C.R.T. in detail. We're going to talk about that next.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
I'm Harvey Massey. Think about this for a moment. Pest control involves applying pesticides inside your home, whether needed or not. At Massey Services, we just don't do that. We prevent pests from getting inside your home so we won't have to control them later. Why settle for pest control when you can trust Massey's Pest Prevention? It's guaranteed or your money back. Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We want your car, truck, van, or SUV today. We are paying top dollar for clean vehicles. Before you sell or trade, call Lee Auto Group to get the most money for your car. Lee Auto Group, lee-cars.com. Don't forget the dash.
Lee Auto Group is looking for quality pre-owned vehicles. Let them make your buying or selling experience easy and safe. Contact Lee Auto Group at 239-288-7374 or visit lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash.
Hello, folks. This is Representative Bob Rommel with yet another interesting Florida fact. 4.1%. That's how much inflation is up in the last 12 months. That's also the biggest one-year increase since the Great Recession of 2008, and it looks like it can go even higher. Yes, some prices are up because of supply. But the real reason wages are skyrocketing, gas prices are up 59 cents, and plywood has doubled is because of Joe Biden's big government printing.
Dr. Shane Walker here at Thrive Chiropractic and host of the Wellness Hour on 92.5 Fox News for nearly 20 years. And let's face it, many of us are really stressed right now, and that is creating an increase in the number of folks who are dealing with neck pain, headaches, tension across the upper mid-back, anxiety and nervousness. And if you haven't experienced the release of tension that a chiropractic adjustment can produce within your nervous system, go to thrivenaples.com. That's Thrive, Thrive, Naples.com for a special offer. That's thrivenaples.com.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 8 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
They'll gather on a beach. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. World leaders will soon get their picture taken together in England before starting the G7 summit. Fox's Simon Owen is live in London.
Dave, G7 leaders are trying to plot a path out of the coronavirus pandemic with news expected later on vaccines. The summit host, British Prime Minister Boris Johnson, says he expects the group of 7 large economies will agree to donate 1 billion doses to poorer countries.
We're working here with the rest of the G7. I think we'll have a colossal sum of vaccines that we'll be distributing.
Half of the billion shots will come from the United States. Aid agencies have welcomed the commitment, although some campaigners say it doesn't go far enough. Dave?
Summit, a hotel being used for the G7 summit, had to close because of a COVID outbreak affecting some German security staff and media. This, as it was just announced, Germany's Chancellor Angela Merkel will go to the White House next month to meet with the president. Now, days after President Biden ended negotiations with Republicans on infrastructure, a group of 10 GOP and Democratic senators have a new plan, $1.2 trillion. It does not include tax hikes. Amid a surge of migrants that got even bigger last month, Republican Texas Governor Greg Abbott says he plans to build more border wall after the president halted construction from the Trump era, and they'll be arresting border crossers.
Because I've declared it a disaster that elevates the penalty, ensuring the people that we arrest for trespassing, they will be serving time in jail.
Why did he do it? That's a question in Florida, where a man went into a Publix supermarket and shot and killed a woman and her 1-year-old grandson, then killed himself.
We're trying to determine what led up to the shooting. We're talking to witnesses. We're reviewing video.
Terry Barber with the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office says no known connection between the gunman and the 2 victims. America's listening to Fox News.
Wink News Traffic.
All right, Southwest Florida, taking a look at our Lee County area bridges. Edison and Caloosahatchee both looking pretty good. Caloosahatchee a little slower there, though. Delays along the Midpoint and Cape Coral Bridge, significant delays on the Midpoint Bridge, as we always get this time of day. Traffic really backed up. So if you are headed into Fort Myers from Cape Coral Bridge definitely going to be your best bet. Also still seeing a lot of backups on Somerset Drive, both north and south towards Colonial. So if you are headed that way, expect some delays along McGregor as well. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. Taylor Wirtz, Wink News Now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Friday, Southwest Florida. After a warm and muggy start, we are hot and humid this afternoon. High temperatures near 93 with heat index values nearing 101. This afternoon, we do have the opportunity for rain, but it is going to be a little bit different. Early showers near the coast, eventually trekking inland. And by your dinner time plans, heavy rain near Hendry, Glades, and Highlands County, with most areas dry overnight. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
Tougher than plastic, harder than wood. Nothing beats the power of steel. Drew Steele, weekday mornings at 6 on 92.5 Fox News.
Everyone understands that when you buy more, you should pay less. It's called a volume discount. Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window, and we would like to make and install your windows. New South offers volume discounts for homeowners. The more you buy, the more you save. Our discounts start at the fourth window, and from there, the savings grow. New South can do this because we own our factory, and that's the power of Factory Direct. Award-winning, energy-efficient windows that will save you money and protect your home. Our windows are made in Florida, for Florida homes, by Florida workers, and we guarantee them for life. Visit us at newsouthwindow.com.
This is Mike Roberts, Vice President at Mortgage Warehouse, Southwest Florida's mortgage price leader and home of the no closing cost mortgage. No points, no hidden fees, no loan costs, period. If the mortgage you have right now was done prior to COVID-19, you should call us for a free review. At Mortgage Warehouse, we understand how frustrating it can be to make your mortgage payment month after month, and the loan balance just doesn't seem to go down. The payment is mostly interest, but we can help with that. We can combine near record low mortgage rates with our local no closing cost program to improve your mortgage payment right away. You do not have to roll any closing costs into your loan balance to get these ultra low mortgage rates. You can apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com or call 313-5000. That's 313-5000. MortgageWarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154. Equal housing lender.
Youthful, energetic, happy, sexual, strong, physical, no fear. Taking the bull by the horns.
Old, tired, joint aches, overweight, wrinkled, depressed, sex. I remember what that was.
In men, low testosterone can lead to muscle loss, extra body fat, fatigue, depression, and erectile dysfunction. In women, hormonal imbalance can similarly cause extra fat around your middle and thighs, lack of desire, feminine dryness, and exhaustion. Suboptimal hormone levels are associated with the development of disease states like osteoporosis, heart disease, and stroke. At Neogenics, we specialize in testosterone, growth hormone promoters, bioidentical hormones, and nutritional programs designed to correct these imbalances and make you feel revitalized. See why patients from across the country are coming to Neogenics and take the first step to feeling great again. Call Neogenics for a free consultation at 277-9999 or find us online at neogenicmd.com. That's 277-9999. Neogenics, rediscover your youth.
Hey, it's Adam Botana again from Baywater Exclusive Boat Club, the only family-owned and operated boat club in Southwest Florida. Right now, we're calling all Southwest Florida locals. If you're a local, we're offering 3 months free and $1,000 off, giving you over $2,000 in savings. And when it comes to member-to-boat ratio, we have the best fleet and the best availability out of any boat club in the area. Fishing, cruising, water sports, Baywater will get you set up. Want to let your kids use the membership? At Baywater, anything is possible. This weekend, we're having an open house. We'd love to have you come by, have some lunch, and check out our club. And if you're local and join this weekend, you get 3 months free and $1,000 off for over $2,000 in savings. Call me, Adam Botana, at 239-495-0455. That's 495-0455. Or find us at bwboatclub.com or just Google Baywater Boat Club, the exclusive club of Southwest Florida.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. So glad you're here. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com. That's the website. If you'd like to watch, we do appreciate it. It's simple, mobile friendly. It's like using an app. You go to drewsteele.com on your cell phone or your smart device, and there you can watch it. Just really easy, straightforward to use, and we do appreciate it. All right. This is a big day. This is very important. There are things that are happening right here in Southwest Florida. They're not happening in Loudoun County, Virginia, although they're happening there. They're not happening in places like Portland. We're not talking about places like Portland, Oregon. We're not talking about Georgia, New York, California. We're talking about right here in Southwest Florida. When Betsy Vaughn, a Lee County School Board member, during an action meeting this week, says out loud during a discussion about LGBTQ issues and the Equality Florida issue in the district And then this discussion of critical race theory and politics and whether school board members should be talking about their personal politics, which everybody knows personal politics play right into what our kids are being taught and what they believe and what should and should not be taught. I said it a million times. And to finally have a school board member say this, a Lee County school board member saying,
well, I'll share my political beliefs. I'm a Democrat. I'm a liberal. I believe that critical race theory is very important, and that if we lose sight of that as educators, we can't be a world-class school system.
We can't be a world-class school system if we do not teach critical race theory. That, to me, is an outrageous statement. You may not have known that. I wonder what the rest of the school board thinks. But again, I am told that also that she did mention that she read up about critical race theory. And so she's read up on critical race theory and still believes that the only way for us to be a world-class school system is to teach it. We've got a problem. Or maybe not. Maybe she's reading something else. So maybe we should all come together and talk about what exactly critical race theory is from its Marxist beginnings and where it is. It's a form of Marxism, make no mistake about it, to all the details. We're joined right now by Mike Gonzalez. He's a senior fellow at Heritage's Allison Center, the Heritage Foundation, heritage.org. By the way, a fantastic book, The Plot to Change America, How Identity Politics is Dividing the Land of the Free. Mike Gonzalez is joining us this morning on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. It's Drew Steele. How are you, sir?
Hey, Drew. How are you? A big hello to the people of Florida. I graduated from Coral Gables High back in the 70s. And you mentioned Loudoun County. I'm going to be in Loudoun County tomorrow speaking to about 300 parents. This is a real big issue.
Yeah. There's no doubt. Can you speak to this? Because I don't think a lot of people realize the Marxist implications and beginnings and the heart of what is critical race theory. And even to speak about how, here you have Marxism, the oppressors versus the oppressed, and this idea of class warfare that now all of a sudden has been flipped into whites versus blacks. That's what this is with critical race theory. Can you get into that a little bit?
Yes, I'll be happy to. You're quite right. Critical race theory comes from critical theory, which was a Marxist discipline created in Germany in the 1930s. Then after that, critical race theory emerges here in U.S. campuses in the 80s. All of the founders were Marxists, or at least disliked capitalism and wanted to dismantle capitalism. The godfather of critical race theory, Derek Bell, did not like capitalism. Kimberly Crenshaw, another law school professor that gave critical race theory its name, she named it. She's also an anti-capitalist. Patricia Williams, Angela Harris, all of them were anti-capitalists and self-avowed Marxists. And critical race theory, as you say, believes, just like Marxism does, that we are divided between the oppressed and the oppressors. That capitalism is racist, which is false, obviously. That in all the precepts of Marxism, that you have to change the entire system. That the entire system, the American system, which it's not perfect, obviously, but it has produced the most prosperous, free in society where you can have human flourishing. They want to get rid of that. So make no mistake about it, you listeners should be very well aware of the fact that, as you said, critical race theory is Marxist, and they don't hide that fact. They're very open about it.
Yeah, and that is a big part of this is how open they are about what they believe. Even some of the words specifically from people like Robin DiAngelo, who wrote the book White Fragility. White identity is inherently racist. White people do not exist outside the system of white supremacy. So by birth, you are racist. This is something that our kids are being taught. And also talk about this, too, because you're on your way and you're going to be there in Loudoun County, Virginia, someplace where front and center a lot of people have been talking about. One teacher in particular in Loudoun on another issue who did not use the proper pronoun or did not want to for a child in the LGBTQ community, I guess a transgender child, was suspended. How much of that will happen if critical race theory, let's say, is not taught in our schools? That might be a subject that we have to keep an eye on. But go ahead.
No. You asked your question. You dropped off for a moment. I just wanted to make sure.
Oh, yeah, no, we're here. No, so what I wanted to ask you is, are you concerned as I am that people will say, well, the curriculum, Mike, the curriculum doesn't say critical race theory. You can't find it in the book. But it's not about what's in the book that says critical race theory. It's about what the teachers are using as curricula and how it's being taught as a truth, their truth, not the truth.
Thank you, because I prepared a handout just on that I'm going to distribute tomorrow, and I can distribute digitally as well if you want a copy or if your listeners want to see it, because you're quite right. So there are some bedrock precepts of beliefs of critical race theory. One is that encompasses all critical race theory. One is that racism is not an individual act, that is not a choice or a position, but it's a systemic problem. That society itself, all its aspects, is racist. That if your kid is being taught that, your kid is being taught critical race theory. If you're being taught that in a workplace training program, you're being trained into critical race theory. If you're taught that equity is what should be practiced by the government, not equality. In other words, equity now in the corrupted sense of the critical race theory of the term is that the government should treat people unequally according to their race. So, for example, when Joe Biden signs a bill into law, forgiveness to farmers, except not white farmers. If you're a white farmer, you cannot have loan forgiveness. That is critical race theory. All these things encompass critical race theory. If you believe that meritocracy does not exist, that the metrics that I use, the benchmarks that I use to hire people, to measure how well you're doing in school, are rigged to make sure that white supremacy is perpetuated. If your children are being taught this in school, then you're being taught critical race theory. There are many things that are critical race theory. They don't have to call themselves critical race theory. All these things are critical race theory, and your listeners should recognize it by talking to the children and see what they're being taught. Just ask your children, are you being taught that racism is systemic, not an individual act? If you're being taught that, you're being taught critical race theory.
Yeah, like when a teacher will line up students, all of them, and say, if you're white, take 2 steps forward. If you're black or Asian, you take 2 steps back, or Hispanic, take 2 steps back, and say, see, this is how life is, and this is the way it is, because you can tell a student, you can tell your child to stop that teacher and say, no, we're not going here, we're not doing this. And as a matter of fact, I maybe it's one of the ways that we have to encourage kids. Do you walk out of the classroom? I mean, what do you do now? How do you specifically in districts fight against this? Is that one of the ways that you would encourage, or what do you see as the answer in how to do this? It's got to be more than just recognizing it when you see it.
Absolutely. And in that handout, I propose a number of things, but let's take up what you just said. I think you're quite correct. The kid can say, no, that is illegal. That violates Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, that you're treating people unequally according to their race or national origin, and that is violative of the Civil Rights Act, and it violates also the 14th Amendment, equal protection under the law. So a child can say this. But there are other things that parents can do. They can talk to their principal and teacher and say, you're not doing this to my kid. This is against the law. This is illegal. You can have FOIAs. You can submit a Freedom of Information Act request to get information on what the curricula are in schools, and you can also become a whistleblower. And you can come to heritage.org, find out how you can become a whistleblower. You can tell us what is being done in your schools, or you can go to chrisrufo.com. Chris, R-U-F-O, he is a fantastic individual who's been doing a lot to bring critical race theory to shed light on it. You can contact parents defending education, another group that is doing a lot of great work. there are many things you can do to combat this.
Yeah. Yeah, we have to keep an eye on it. Listen, I know you're busy and you are on the front lines with this and keeping an eye on it. So you're on your way right now to Loudoun County? Is that where you're going?
No, I'm going there tomorrow.
Oh, okay, tomorrow.
Tomorrow,
Yeah.
speaking to a group of parents, and I'll bring them the handout and I'll speak to them about all the things that I have been telling your listeners today.
Awesome. Oh, that's great. Well, listen, I appreciate a few minutes of your time. Mike Gonzalez joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. By the way, The Plot to Change America, How Identity Politics is Dividing the Land of the Free. That is his book. I would encourage you to pick that up. Go to heritage.org /The Plot. You can get more information on how to buy the book and learn more about it. And listen, I do appreciate a few minutes of your time. Thanks so much, and keep up the great work.
Drew, anytime. Thanks a lot for mentioning The Plot. I do have a chapter devoted to critical theory, so your listeners can read how critical theory emerged and how it is a Marxist discipline and a Marxist idea.
Absolutely. I appreciate you so much. We'll do this again soon. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. There we go. Listen, by definition, and like he said at ChristopherRufo.com. Again, I have to mention this, and I think it's important. It is here in Southwest Florida. We do have school board members that believe that we need to teach this to our kids.
Well, I'll share my political beliefs. I'm a Democrat. I'm a liberal. I believe that critical race theory is very important, and that if we lose sight of that as educators, we can't be a world-class school system.
That is Betsy Vaughn on the Lee County School Board. How many other school board members feel exactly the way she does? And if you have school board members that are saying, I don't know anything about critical race theory, I have no idea, I had to Google it. Really? You had to Google it? Find out more about it. This is something that everybody is talking about. Across the country, we're talking about this. How do you possibly not know about this? How do you not understand, like Christopher Rufo in the definition? It's an academic discipline. This is something that has been around for a long time in academia, on the back burner. This is something that has been talked about for a very long time, with the counterculture in academia that they've been trying to. Marxist scholars in the West adapted the revolutionary theory of social and racial unrest of Marxism in the 60s, and instead of making it about capitalism, they made it about white against black. They abandoned Marx's economic dialectic of capitalists and workers, and they substituted race for class and sought to create a revolutionary coalition of the dispossessed based on racial and ethnic categories. This is what your kids are being taught. And this is what some people on the school board of Lee County, Collier County, and other boards believe has to happen in order for us to be a world-class school system. This is an outrage. This is what is happening. By their own words, people who believe in critical race theory and those that would like to have it in our schools think that our kids have to be separated, that whites are the racists, that this is the way it is just by birth. It's not my words. Barbara Applebaum, being white, being good. All white people are racist or complicit by virtue of benefiting from privileges that are not something they can voluntarily renounce. You can't do this to our kids. You can't allow this to happen. And I got to tell you, so many of you are not allowing this to happen, whether it is in Loudoun County, whether it's here in Southwest Florida, whether it's in the state. Mike Gonzalez was talking about how it's against the law federally when you're talking about the Civil Rights Act of 1968, or whether you're even talking about now in Florida banning critical race theory in our public schools, as the Board of Education announced yesterday. Hopefully there's some teeth in this, but again, it becomes an issue where you can tell your child that if they believe that something is being said that is telling them that by the color of their skin, that there's a difference where someone is privileged and someone is not, then you can stop that teacher cold. You tell your teacher to do that. And if they have to walk out of the room, walk out of the room. Tell somebody that this is being taught, that this is being said. And Chris Rufo makes some very important points. The collective guilt. Remember something. Biblically, whether you're talking about Locke and you're talking about individuals, how We're not the collective. Our rights are given to individuals. We are individuals. We don't live for the collective. It's never been that way. And it's only the left and those that would drive us apart and destroy this country. Because again, remember something. With critical race theory, if the idea that whites, because of their birth, of being white by birth, makes you racist, that means every single thing is. From the Constitution to the Declaration to our founding, all of it. And what does that mean? It has to go away. You're a school board member and you think the only way we can be world class is to teach our kids this? This is here, everybody. This isn't something far away. Opposition to equality under the law. Critical race theorists explicitly reject the principle of equality under the law, including the 14th Amendment and the Civil Rights Act of 1964. They argue that legal equality, non-discrimination, and colorblindness are mere camouflages, their words, used to uphold white supremacist structures. Opposition to meritocracy, active racial discrimination, restrictions of free speech, abolition of whiteness, neo-segregation. You see it happening. These things are real. And we're just not going to have our kids being taught this and being instructed to be taught this and being okayed by school boards. And I have to tell you, I cannot thank you enough, those of you that have been off the sidelines and in the game. I witnessed it last night. I've witnessed it this week. I've witnessed how this has been. And the difference is going to be made by you. I'm just a vessel to give you the information. That's all I'm doing. Ultimately, it's up to you to decide who needs to be reelected and who needs to not be elected onto school boards. It's ultimately up to you whether or not you're going to show up at school board meetings and have something to say and keep an eye on it. And there are many people doing just that and keeping an eye on all of it and bringing it to my attention and many others. And it's fantastic to see you're winning. I said it yesterday and I'll say it again. You are. They're running scared. And they should be, because that's not who we are. You are the counterculture. We are the counterculture right now. We're the ones that need to get off the sidelines and in the game. We're the ones that the culture is now telling us that we're the people that need to be shut down, that need to be silenced. But, that changes with enough people. How many times have you heard about that? That it really only takes a quarter of the population, the loudest, to get out there like it's been in the past, to talk and speak to the truth. Not a truth, but the truth. Not your truth, but the truth, to make a difference, and you're doing it. Our representative, Byron Donald's doing that. Wait till you hear some of the audio from yesterday. If you were tuning in at this time yesterday, you know that our Thursday conversation with the congressman got interrupted because he had to go on to CNN. I have the audio of that interview on CNN, and it was brilliant. I mean, it was, CNN being their typical stupid, but it was Congressman Donald's being brilliant in saying, no, we're pushing back. We're not going to sit here and politically we'll push back, and ideologically speaking, we'll push back. All right, we'll have that coming up and more. 239-479-5592. It's Daybreak 92.5. Fox News right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Plug into the power. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
So I'm a public school teacher and I'm on my feet all day long. That would be on concrete. The pain would shoot up my heels and just increased from the bottom of my feet up. Then my back started hurting. So my husband and I were driving and I went, oh, look, there's a Good Feet store. I'm greeted by this gal named Mercy. That was a perfect name for her. And the cool thing about the Good Feet store is that you're able to try before you buy. I had free fittings. She was able to fit me with special arch supports. And so I walked around in the store. Within 30 minutes, I started sobbing because I had no pain. Well, if your feet are hurting, do something about it. You don't have to grin and bear it. you need to go to the Good Feet store and get some arch supports. I'm Deidre, and that's my Good Feet story.
See how they work for you with a free fitting and test walk at the Good Feet store.
Call 552-FEET or visit us in Naples or our newest store in Fort Myers.
Summer deals, Marty.
Oh, what you got on sale there, Marty man?
Everything.
Well, over at Victory Lane Chevrolet, they're overstocked with buybacks.
What's a buyback?
Well, Victory Lane buys back your trade-in no matter how many miles on it. So buyers can just drive to Fowler and Winkler and get more for their trade. And new Chevys for thousands below MSRP.
Thousands for less?
That's right, Marty. Get more for your trade and new Chevys for less at Victory Lane. Bet you can't say that twice.
Hey, I can do it. No problem. Get more for trades and new Chevys for less. More for trades and new Chevys for less. How's that, buddy?
Oh, thanks, Marty. Now your customers know where to go. Your vehicle is worth more than ever before. Cash in now during the big summer buyback event at Victory Lane Chevrolet. New 2021 Silverado 1500s, thousands off MSRP, or choose 0% for 72 months. Find new roads. Online, VictoryLaneChevrolet.com. Offers with group credit. Dealer retains all rebates. Offers cannot be combined. Expire 6/30.
I'm Mark Anajar from the law offices of Anajar & Levine. Unfortunately, many drivers in Florida do not carry liability insurance or have limits of insurance that are insufficient to cover your injuries. Uninsured motorist is valuable coverage that you can purchase to protect you in those instances. Call the law offices of Anajar & Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
Office in Fort Myers, Naples.
Are you one of the millions of homeowners who haven't refinanced yet? If so, I'm here to tell you it's not too late. Hi, I'm Wesley Hogan with Westland Financial. Although the lowest rates may be in our rearview mirror, as the economy recovers from the biggest economic shock of our lifetime, rates still remain near historic lows. In fact, with the dramatic increase in home values, this may be the perfect time to put that new home equity to work. Take advantage of our cash out refi program and pay off high-rate credit cards, car loans, or other high-interest rate debt. Or finally make those home improvements you put on hold for so long. Best of all, we can do this with no closing costs. That's right, whether it's a conventional, FHA, or VA loan, we'll pay for your title, settlement, lender, and recording fees. So call Westland at 888-455-3669. That's 888-455-3669. It's the biggest no-brainer in the history of mankind. 888-455-3669.
NMLS number 3304. Not all loans apply. Equal housing lender.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We want your car, truck, van, or SUV today. We are paying top dollar for clean vehicles. Before you sell or trade, call Lee Auto Group to get the most money for your car. Lee Auto Group, lee-cars.com. Don't forget the dash.
Lee Auto Group is looking for quality pre-owned vehicles. Let them make your buying or selling experience easy and safe. Contact Lee Auto Group at 239-288-7374 or visit lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash.
Hey, it's Adam Botana again from Baywater Exclusive Boat Club, the only family-owned and operated boat club in Southwest Florida. Right now, we're calling all Southwest Florida locals. If you're a local, we're offering 3 months free and $1,000 off, giving you over $2,000 in savings. And when it comes to member-to-boat ratio, we have the best fleet and the best availability out of any boat club in the area. Fishing, cruising, water sports, Baywater will get you set up. Want to let your kids use the membership? At Baywater, anything is possible. This weekend, we're having an open house. We'd love to have you come by, have some lunch, and check out our club. And if you're local and join this weekend, you get 3 months free and $1,000 off for over $2,000 in savings. Call me, Adam Botana, at 239-495-0455. That's 495-0455. Or find us at bwboatclub.com or just Google Baywater Boat Club, the exclusive club of Southwest Florida.
This update is presented by Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Wink News, traffic.
All right, Southwest Florida, taking a look at our Lee County area bridges. Edison and Caloosahatchee both looking pretty good. Caloosahatchee a little slower there, though. Delays along the Midpoint and Cape Coral Bridge, significant delays on the Midpoint Bridge, as we always get this time of day. Traffic really backed up. So if you are headed into Fort Myers from Cape Coral Bridge definitely going to be your best bet. Also still seeing a lot of backups on Somerset Drive, both north and south towards Colonial. So if you are headed that way, expect some delays along McGregor as well. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. Taylor Wirtz, Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Friday, Southwest Florida. After a warm and muggy start, we are hot and humid this afternoon. High temperatures near 93 with heat index values nearing 101. This afternoon, we do have the opportunity for rain, but it is going to be a little bit different. Early showers near the coast, eventually trekking inland. And by your dinnertime plans, heavy rain near Hendry, Glades, and Highlands County, with most areas dry overnight. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
You don't have to feel distant. Come join the conversation.
We need to get back to the times when you could agree to disagree and help your neighbors.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
Hi, I'm Big Al from Stevie Tomatoes. You've heard me say we're the working and retired person's country club. This means coming in for a meal, a drink, or with a party, and we will obtain your complete satisfaction with our food, service, and value. We strive for excellence with your service experience and our food. So on the rare occasion we fall short, tell us and we'll fix it. Plus, at Stevie Tomatoes, there are no pretenses, no attitudes, high prices, or rushing you in or out. Come relax, enjoy yourself, and be yourself. At Stevie's, we love meeting the men and women who currently and in the past work hard to make America great. We appreciate their values, honesty, industriousness, and affection for this great country. So head to Stevie's, where we strive for excellence in everything we do. I guarantee it. In Naples, Fort Myers, and Cape Coral. Come, come, come.
Stevie Tomatoes, sports page. Come for the food. Stay for the sports.
Hello, Floridians. Today is a good day. Today is a good day to stay comfortable. Today is a good day to have your AC worries taken away. And it's a good day to get service backed by over 50 years of AC excellence. Oh, yes! So if you're having AC problems, get our $49 tune-up, including no breakdown guarantee, and Florida Cool Today will help you get the best from today. Click the banner to schedule an appointment.
Call today, cool today, FloridaCoolToday.com.
Carrier, turn to the experts.
Things seem to get more expensive as the years go by. Take groceries. Prices are up by 36%. And keeping up with your health, that's up too by 54%. But did you know at FPL what you pay for energy has gone down 10% over the last 15 years? And they're not cutting corners either. They're investing in energy that's not just the most reliable or the cleanest, but also the most affordable. See how we're keeping your bill lower than most states at fpl.com/value.
The real estate market is really hot right now, but for how long? I'm Anthony Gomes from GomesMovesHomes.com. You've heard Drew Steele talk about me on his show. If you're thinking about selling your home for a premium price, now is the time. You can sell over market value without doing repairs, letting strangers in your home, and you pick the closing date. Learn how for free. No pressure, no obligation. Go to GomesMovesHomes.com. GomesMovesHomes.com.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit MoranWM.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
Because it's my vision, I take the most studied eye vitamin brand.
Because it's my vision, I take the eye vitamin brand backed by 20 years of research.
Because it's my vision, I take PreserVision.
Age-related macular degeneration is the leading cause of vision loss in adults over 60. That's why the National Eye Institute did 20 years of clinical studies on the formula that's found in PreserVision. From the eye experts at Bausch & Lomb, PreserVision AREDS 2 formula eye vitamins contain the exact nutrient formula recommended by the National Eye Institute to help reduce the risk of moderate to advanced AMD progression.
Because it's my vision, I made a plan with my doctor that includes PreserVision. Find PreserVision in the vitamin aisle. Available at Walmart.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Goodbye, pests. I'll see you later. I called National Exterminators. For just $46, they get all rodents and bugs. 23946, no bug.
Call the boys and National Exterminators at 239-46, no bug, or visit them online at pestcontrolmadeeasy.com for all your pest control needs. Bugs, termites, rodents, and even attic insulation. Better service, better prices, and no contracts.
Goodbye, pests. I'll see you later. I called National Exterminators. For just $46, they get all rodents and bugs. 23946, no bug.
Call the boys and National Exterminators at 239-46, no bug, or visit them online at pestcontrolmadeeasy.com for all your pest control needs. Bugs, termites, rodents, and even attic insulation. Better service, better prices, and no contracts.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
Woo! All right, it's Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News. It is Friday. I would love to hear you, from you. Hear you, hear from you, hear about you. Tell me about your life. Tell me about your story. What's your life story? 239-479-5592. No, Jake's like, no, don't open that door. I'm not opening that door. But it is Friday. It's Jake Day. It's Jake's favorite day because it's Friday. It's the day before the day that he actually completely checks out of work. But he does look good. Would you, do something with the mullet? Are you still, is it still going? How's it? A lot of people wanted to see it earlier, so he came on camera to show everybody what he looks like.
I'm growing it out happily.
All right, the mullet is alive and well, everybody. That's a beautiful thing. People don't care. All right, let's get to this. They do care about this. The top 5 audio clips of the day. Here we go. It's the 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Number 5. Let's bring in CNN Chief Legal Analyst Jeffrey Toobin to talk about this and more. Hi, Jeffrey.
Hello, Allison.
It's been a while.
It has been a while, indeed.
I feel like we should address what's happened in the months since we've seen you, since some of our viewers may not know what has happened. So I guess I'll recap. I'll do the honors.
Help yourself.
Okay. In October, you were on a Zoom call with your colleagues from the New Yorker magazine. Everyone took a break for several minutes, during which time you were caught.
Nope, not on this show. No. You want to find out more about Jeffrey Toobin? Knock yourself out and Google it. Use the magical Google machine. Go ahead, because not on this show. I have nope. That's it. We stop right there. It was awkward. It's weird. It's one of those things where it doesn't matter if, as long as you're a Democrat and a liberal, doesn't matter what you've done in your past or currently are doing, you'll always have a job with the media. That's all you need to know.
I'm really offended personally.
I didn't even say anything about Hillary Clinton. Why did that come up? But the point is that, if you want to find out more about Jeffrey Toobin, Google it.
Number 4.
I've said I'm going to go to the border. And when are you going to the border, Vice President? The administration has asked. I'm not finished. I've said I'm going to the border.
Oh, that's the Vice President Harris right there. She snaps. Univision host is like, when are you going to the border? When are you going to the border? Oh, don't you tell me that. Hold on. She got a little snippet. Snapped there at a reporter. How dare you ask for the millionth time why I'm not going to the border? I'll get there. Don't you worry about it. You're not going. Who you fooling?
Number 3.
So is the administration's official policy to replace the term woman with birthing people?
I think our official policy is to make sure when people get service from their government that they feel included, and we're trying to use inclusive language.
Okay, interesting.
No, it's not interesting. It's awful. That's a committee there in the House talking to Joe Biden's Office of Management and Budget Directors. They're trying to figure out a new, unbelievably ridiculous trillions of dollars of spending here, a new budget. And in the budget, you've taken the word woman out and you've now changed it to birthing people. And the Office of Management and Budget can't explain or define what exactly is birthing people and why, except for the fact that we have to be inclusive to everyone. It's birthing people. Yeah.
Number 2.
Do you think that your defense of a person that said things like that might be incongruent with the mission of the CBC?
First of all, whatever the president said in the past has nothing to do with this discussion at all. I think what's important to understand
you've defended
please
him.
don't cut me off. I have not cut you off in this interview. Please do not do that to me. Thank you.
Oh, wait, that is Representative Byron Donald on CNN yesterday. By the way, he goes on to say,
as a black man in America, I'm allowed to have my own thoughts on who I choose to support and who I choose not to support.
Woohoo! Yeah, CNN trying to make a big stink over, it's always about Donald Trump. And, when they talk about the voter suppression laws in places like Florida and Georgia, which, of course, they've read the laws. They know there's no voter suppression in there. We're concerned about, some of the illegalities or the issues that could be happening and strengthening the security of the vote here in states. And it doesn't make it less available to anyone. And they know it. And Congressman Donald knows it. But when they bring Donald Trump into the discussion somehow and then they want to cut him off, he's like, no. Hold on a second. I'm allowed to have my own thoughts on everything, right? Right. Well, it's CNN, you're not allowed to. You gotta. Yeah.
Number 1.
Well, I'll share my political beliefs. I'm a Democrat. I'm a liberal. I believe that critical race theory is very important, and that if we lose sight of that as educators, we can't be a world-class school system.
That is Lee County School Board member Betsy Vaughn, who decided in an action meeting this week to let everybody know her political affiliation. Has no problem letting everyone know. Of course, others on the dais were not going to do that and will not do it. I wonder why. But did say that critical race theory, got to have it because we can't be a world-class school system without it. Can't be a world-class school system without it. Lee County, Florida. Southwest Florida, you can't have a world-class school system unless it's teaching critical race theory. I got a problem with that.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
And then again, you think it's not here, it is. And you think there are not school board members that believe that it's okay. Read all about it, and I'm all right with it. They do. There are some. And the question is, will you make sure that certain members that you disagree with will not be reelected come 22? It's going to be a while, but it doesn't mean that the conversation's not going to continue. Critical race theory, based on Marxism, an academic discipline, holds that the U.S. is a nation founded on white supremacy and oppression, that these forces are still en route in our society, that we've got to get rid of the Constitution and legal systems, and the preaching of freedom and equality is merely camouflage for the naked racial domination that you have as a white individual because of your birth. And we have to teach this to our kids, and that it's about the color of your skin and not the content of your character. And somehow there's a school board member who believes that that's important, and we can't be world-class without teaching it. Big difference between teaching it like we teach about Thomas Edison and the light bulb and the Civil War and the things like that. Big difference between teaching about things and then living it as a doctrine and a truth. Big difference. All right. I wanted to play more of Congressman Byron Donald from yesterday. By the way, if you want to call, if you have any thoughts on anything this morning, 239-479-5592. Would love to hear from you. Certainly you can give us a call. Maybe it does have to do with birthing people and how we have to use that inclusive language. It's very important. It's just odd. Maybe you want to talk about the scientists in Russia that revived a 24,000-year-old worm-like animal frozen in Siberia. And how, did you know that? They actually show video of this thing.
Oh, we gotta stop that. That doesn't make any sense.
Now, why would you be worried about a living organism from 24,000 years ago that they brought back to life from the Arctic permafrost by current biology that you can see under a microscope that can withstand radiation, extreme acidity, low oxygen, dehydration, and starvation for years. Why would you be worried about bringing that back to life? Yeah. It could survive for up to a decade in deep freezes. And, it eats, is capable of eating. And it doesn't seem like it dies very easily.
So we can unfreeze something that's been frozen for 20,000 years, but we can't keep the ice cream frozen at McDonald's? Makes total sense.
Well, there's that. We can revive a 24,000-year-old Arctic organism that apparently is hard to kill because it was brought back. But there's a lot of things. But we can't figure out whether or not a mask is something we would wear and it would protect us from a virus or not.
Or two of them.
We need 5. Let's get back to that. All right. Steve's in Naples. Hey, Steve.
Hey, Drew. How you doing?
You know what I'm doing? Happy Jake Day to you. What's on your mind today?
Well, I wanted to talk about this school board meeting coming up on Monday where they're going to approve these textbooks. And what you're saying is absolutely correct. Critical race theory stuff is all hidden within these textbooks and hidden within the teachers' users' guides that are used that instruct the teachers on how to use the textbook. For example, the first grade teacher's users' guide that's being promoted for Monday, the foreword to that user's guide and the initial instruction is written by a guy named Tyrone Howard. And if you look up Tyrone Howard, he's all critical race theory, Black Lives Matter, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. He is the dean of inclusion, equity, diversity, and inclusion at UCLA. Why is he instructing our teachers in Collier County how to teach students here? I'm baffled by it. And if you read the foreword within the teacher's user's guide, he's telling the teachers to use culturally responsive teaching. C.R.T., not critical race theory, but culturally responsive teaching. Everything being taught through a cultural and racial lens.
Yeah.
He's instructing the teachers to go look up culturally responsive teaching and to go look up Gloria Ladson-Billings and Geneva Gay, all critical race theory proponents. He's using quotes from his book, Why Race and Culture Matter in Schools, by Tyrone Howard. Why? Because he wants the teachers to go read his book and use his theories in our classroom.
Yeah, well, and you make an excellent point, and the one that's very important that you're making is that it doesn't have to say critical race theory in the book itself. It just has to be the fundamental principles, and thanks for the call, Steve, there in Naples, that are being taught. That critical race theory teaches our kids to hate each other, hate the country, teaches them that they're defined by their race, not by them as individuals. It's a re-education program on race. It is. That's exactly what it is. And yet there are some school board members that think that that's cool. That's a good thing. We can't be world class without it. These are facts. This is what it is. And if you've ever had a school that your child has gone to where they've done this, where they line all the kids up and they say all the white kids take 2 steps forward and the black and Hispanic kids take 2 steps back, and this is the advantage that whites have over blacks and Hispanics, and this is just the way it is, and this is that is your kids being taught critical race theory. And if they are, and that has happened in your school, then you need to confront your principal. You need to confront the teachers that are teaching this and ask them why they're doing this and tell them to stop. And as a matter of fact, right now, we're being told that the Board of Education in the state of Florida announced yesterday this ban on critical race theory and the curricula that could distort historical events from being taught in public schools and this toxicity that's being taught as well. And you can, and you have been pushing back, and that's a good thing. All right, Dale in Cape Coral. Go ahead, Dale.
Yeah, I'm just wondering why a person that would be an XX chromosome, the person that we know as a woman, would choose not to have children or unable to still be called a birthing person.
You're getting too technical, Dale. Just don't do that. It's coming up. It's free Slurpee month. That's what you need to be worried about. It's National Candy Month. So be excited about that. Go out and you're asking too many questions that make sense. Don't do it, Dale. Don't stop yourself.
Can't do it.
Can't do it. Was that a George Bush impersonation? Can't do it. Won't do it. Can't do it. Right? Isn't that okay? Ed's in Naples. Hi, Ed.
Hey, Drew. I got a simple question. Since Betsy up in Lee County is a school board person, she sounds awful white. How are we supposed to take instruction from her on critical race theory if she's white?
Oh, so you're throwing it back against her and saying, well, if it's there's.
That's it exactly. How's she gonna talk that nonsense?
Yeah.
And how are we supposed to listen to her? I mean, it's just common sense. I mean, it all works together.
All of this is, and thanks for the call there, Ed. I appreciate it. I know what you're trying to say, but all of this is awful. But you are winning because this is a huge part of the discussion right now. And I've said this the other day, and I'll say it again. I know there have been times when we've talked about the way money is spent in districts and half-cent sales taxes and no-bid contracts and lawsuits and all these kind of things that kind of hang out there, but they really don't drive you to the polls when it comes to voting for or against somebody. There's good ways or easy ways for these individuals to spin their way out of it. Well, you don't understand because of so-and-so, we didn't have enough money, so we needed. They can make it all sound legit where you're like, there's no way to make this legit. There's no way. This will drive you to the polls. This will encourage you to get out and really examine what's happening and it should. It should. And I'm so glad so many of you have taken it upon yourselves because you're the ones that are getting it done. It's the parents, all of you. Like I said, I'm just the vessel letting you know what's out there. And it's up to you to do the hard work, and you certainly are. Oh, boy. I saw more phone calls coming in, and then I hear the music. Jake's cutting me off. It's not me, it's Jake. I say that a lot. It's not me, it's you.
Yeah, sure.
Right? Okay.
I'll take the heat. Fine.
In good relationships, it's supposed to be, it's not you, it's me. It's me. In my relationship with Jake, it's not me, it's you. You did this. That's terrible. All right. Listen, have a great weekend. You're winning. You're winning. I'm telling you. Sometimes it doesn't feel that way, but you are. All right. Stay bright. 92.5 Fox News forecast. Who do we have? Okay. Brittany Van Voorhees has the remainder of your forecast for today and the weekend.
Happy Friday, Southwest Florida. High temperatures this afternoon near 93 degrees, but feels like temps upper 90s and lower 100s. We will get